Sunday, here's some food on Sunday. You're going to love that person that feeds you on Sunday, who starves you for 6 other days of the week. You're going to love them. That's Stockholm syndrome. That's a psychological proven disorder. It says when someone hurts you so much that you take hold of any small kindness that they give you to survive. To survive. Correct, Kamar. Officer Kamar, correct. Trooper Salaki Ward.
I have a quote from Harriet Tubman.
This is my favorite quote from Harriet Tubman. The date? Any date?
There's no date. It just says
well, it's Harriet Tubman, so you know this is a long time ago. All right, go ahead.
Come on. The quote is, I freed 1,000 slaves.
Read that again.
I freed 1,000 slaves.
Harriet Tubman said, I freed 1,000 slaves. Keep going.
I could have freed 1,000 more.
She could have freed 1,000 more slaves. Go ahead.
If only they knew they were slaves.
Say that part again.
If only they knew they were slaves.
One more time.
If only they knew they were slaves.
Yeah, see, how did the Israelites feel about the Egyptians? They loved them. How did black people feel about white people in Texas who beat their backs and cut their feet off? They loved them. They didn't even know they were in slavery. According to Harriet Tubman, not according to me. I wasn't around back then. But she was. Say again?
That was March 10th, 1913.
She's old by then, 1913.
That's when she passed.
That's when she passed away, correct. Yeah, she's an old, but that's when she died. She's working uphill, brother. You know what? I understand. I know exactly what that's like. Right. I know what it's like to go out on street corners and on the internet, go across the street from Fort Hood. Didn't y'all do that day?
Right.
Y'all went across the street from Fort Hood, trying to tell people that you are in slavery, and they hate you for it. They don't even believe they are in slavery.
Right.
I know what Harriet Tubman felt. So do you. So does the Texas camp out here under Commanding General Yohana.
Right.
You know, you are feeling the exact same feeling. You're feeling the feeling she felt. To where doesn't it shock you sometimes that people reject what you teach? It still stuns me. I go, what problem do you have with this? Jesus being black, you have a problem with that. The Hispanics being the chosen people of God, you don't like that. You're mad at me for saying that. You're angry about that. If only you knew you were slaves, this job would be a lot easier. The Egyptians were loved by the Israelites in Egypt. All right. Next question. You can take one from the room. Knock.
Okay.
See me one more time, please, warrior. Say again. Top me over some ice in this one as well. Go ahead, Knock.
I had a question in Hebrews chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
The question, so I just want to know if he was comparing a spirit of baptism to creation.
He was comparing the spirit of baptism to creation. Go ahead and read.
This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into rest, and any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as.
Where is this at?
This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 1.
The coming into rest, does it go into that above it, or is that in Romans?
I believe it might be.
Okay, okay, that's what you need to understand this. Go ahead.
So, from the top of where I'm at.
From where you were. Is your question right here, or is it farther down?
Actually, sir, it's down to 11, but like the way he was saying it, he going to the 7 days.
All right, let me just break it down for you then.
All
right, start from where you want.
All right, okay, I'm gonna just start at verse 2. Mm-hmm. So unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them.
Unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. Who is the them? The them is speaking about the Israelites in the past. The Israelites in the past received the same word that the Israelites of that day received, but it was of no profit to them. Who are the Israelites of the past? I almost gave it to you by mistake. This is speaking about Adam and his family. That's the topic of this. Adam and what people call the Adamites, or the children of Adam. You know, Adam, he had 2 sons. One was unalived by his other son. So then he had Cain. Now after Cain unalived Abel, then it was Seth. He had a son, Seth. And his family went on to multiply and to multiply until one of his children was named Noah. right? Then a child came that was named Abraham. All of them were the children of Adam. You can take this throughout. You can take the children of Adam all the way up to Abraham. After Abraham, that's when you get the Israelites, because Abraham is the grandfather of Jacob, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Once Jacob came, now all of his sons are the Israelites, because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. But before Jacob, you have the Adamites. You got all of the family of Adam. They received the same word that we got, and it meant nothing to them. It meant nothing. They did not obey. Move this microphone right here too. They did not obey Adam in any way, period, right? Adam did not obey the Most High. He betrayed the Most High. Everybody understands? Go ahead. Anyway, so I can just get a clear view of it. Okay. I can see the hands being rolled. Go ahead. Go ahead. Either one is fine. Right here, better. Go ahead.
But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
Not being mixed with faith, meaning if you're going to hear the word of the Most High, you got to mix that hearing with faith. What is faith? Faith is the evidence of what is not seen. It's what makes things that you don't have in front of you. It's what gives those things substance. It makes them material. You got to believe in it up. You got to believe it's not here right now. It's not in front of your face. Sure, the flesh pots and the weed stores and the drugs and the pornography, they're right in front of you. You can have it right now. But this world of our own is not here yet. And that's all we've ever wanted, as blacks and Hispanics, man. You don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Heaven, you wanted a place of your own. That's why we're here. That's what all of us want, man, a place of our own. Your grandmother wanted a place of her own. Your grandfathers, your abuela and abuelo, they wanted a place of their own. Always. The problem is you need faith to get it. You got to believe in it before it's here. When it's not here, it's not in front of your face right now. But you have to believe in it, even though there's a weed on every corner. Even though what's in front of your face is actually evil, and it will stop you from getting a place of your own. You got to believe in it before it happens, or else it doesn't happen. I pray you understand. Adam heard the same thing we hear. His children heard the same thing we hear. His son unalived his brother. That's what happened to Adam's son with all of the truth and knowledge that Adam had about the Most High God. And his son Cain murdered his other brother. And then we went on, and sinner after sinner coming out of that bloodline. On and on. Because they heard the word of God from Adam, but they didn't believe in it. You understand? Keep going.
That's heavy, sir. Verse 3, for we which have believed do enter into rest.
So let me tell you something now. But if you believe, then you will enter into rest. That term is referring to the Garden of Eden. Now it's right here, or it's in another place where it says Adam entered into his rest on the seventh day. It might be right around where we're reading right now, right? The reason it's called his rest is because Adam came into the truth on the seventh day, on the day of rest. Adam's creation that you've heard about from your grandma was not a creation, it wasn't a physical creation. When Adam was created, the new man was created. The spiritual man was created. All mankind was created on the sixth day of creation. On day 6, everyone knows the Lord created the heaven and earth in 6 days, right? Of course, that 6 days is not 24 hours like today's day, all right? It's a day to the Most High, all right? Adam was created on the 7th day. You understand? After his work was over. That's a quote from right here. At the end of his work, he made Adam, because Adam's creation was spiritual. It was the same creation that I went through, same creation that you brothers and sisters went through. After your physical creation, then the Most High creates a new person. All right? That's what coming into his rest meaning coming into the day of rest, coming into the day when Adam was created on the 7th day. Continue.
So, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished.
Although the what?
Although the works were finished.
Although the what?
The works.
What works were finished when Adam was created? Creation was finished. This is another giant myth from the Christian church. that Adam, was a lump of clay or something that the Lord blew into and made a man. The work was finished when Adam was created. The work was finished. Adam was standing there, a grown man, a man like you and me, except he was a sinner, except he didn't believe in the Lord God. He didn't understand God. He didn't know there was a God. Then the Most High created him. Even when the work is finished, keep going.
We're finished from the foundation of the work.
From the what?
Foundation of the work.
Of the what?
Of the work.
Of the work. The foundation, meaning blow my mind. Foundation, the beginning. What's the name of the book of Genesis? Beginning. From the foundation of the beginning, the work was finished. That means when Adam was created, it was after creation. It's right in front of your face. It's after creation. It was finished. From the beginning of the work, it was finished. Then Adam was created. Keep going.
Verse 4. For he spake into a certain place of the seventh
Spake
day.
unto what?
A certain place.
A certain what?
Place.
A certain what?
Place.
He spake unto a certain place. What place? A place of our own. That place is the Garden of Eden, man. That's that place. That's what Adam was offered. He could have had it. And he had the word of God to get it. But he didn't believe. He did not believe. And that lack of unbelief was passed down to his bloodline. That same weakness went through his entire family. It went to Cain. Then it went to Ham. Then it went to so many other sons he had that just betrayed the word of God that God gave that family, but all of them were too weak to actually live it out. All of them were too weak to receive that place. Keep going.
Of the seventh day,
of the what? Come on.
For he spake into a certain place of the seventh day on this wise.
You know what that place is? It's the Garden of Eden. All right. Go ahead.
And God did rest the seventh day from all his works.
Now here you go. I was just saying what I just told you already just now. Right? God rested the seventh day of all his works. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And in this place again.
And what said again?
And in this place again.
What place again? That's all you need. Okay, how about this? What place are we talking about here? The garden. Again. Again. What does again mean?
Second time.
A second time, meaning the place that Adam lost, we can get back. Because we can go there again. That is the kingdom of heaven. The Garden of Eden. Now, where's the Garden of Eden? Jerusalem in the Middle East.
Right.
Not Africa. Not Mexico. Not Guatemala. Not South and Central America. Not Haiti. The Garden of Eden is in the Middle East. Jerusalem. That is the Garden of Eden. And we're going there again. We're going back there. We're going to take back the place that we lost. That is our place. That's a place of our own. We tried to have a place of our own in Haiti, in Mexico, in Guatemala, in El Salvador. We tried these things. In Texas, we tried it right here. It didn't work out. I pray you understand. It did not work out in Mexico. It did not work out in El Salvador. It didn't work out for us there. It did not work out in Haiti. It didn't work out in Jamaica. It didn't work out in Trinidad. That's not our place. That's not our. Oh, give him. That's the captain. He and most people would have got that. I thought I was going to trip you up with that one. Not only does he know, he's paying attention in class. Let that be a lesson to you young officers. See, El Salvador is not our rest. That's not the Garden of Eden. That's not where Adam found the truth on the seventh day. That's not the place of rest. The place of rest is where Adam got the truth on the seventh day, is where the breath of life came into him on the day of rest. That's the place of rest. Keep going.
And in this place again, if they shall enter, like in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest.
If you do what Adam did on the seventh day, you're going to get the kingdom of heaven. That's what heaven is, man. You've heard about heaven your entire life. Heaven is a place of our own. That's what heaven is. If you can just think about it, all of your dreams about heaven, what you imagine about heaven. You know what's heavy about the concept of heaven too? Most of us have a concept of heaven where we get to be with our family members who died, where we get to see them again, where we get to be with them again, man. People that you've loved in your life, people that were important to you, they're gone. You understand what that means? Your concept of heaven is a place where your family can all be there, where we're not separated anymore. Where she's there, that's where she is. My aunt is there, my uncle is there, my grandmother is there, the brothers I knew in the world who died, and who I thought I would never leave their side, and they're gone, they're there. You know what that means? That means that heaven is a place for our family, a place for us that we've always wanted. We had neighborhoods. You tattoo a neighborhood on your arm, thinking that this neighborhood could be this place. Right? You think like, this is where my cousins are. This is where my homeboys are. This is where my grandmother lived. You think heaven is that place. It's not. It's not your rest. Jerusalem is your place. The Middle East is your place. The Jordan River, that's your river. You understand? That's your place. And we can go there again. We can get it back. If, read that last part.
If they shall enter into my rest.
That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do what Adam should have done. We're going to have to get the word of God and keep it, even if your wife doesn't like it, even if your husband in the world doesn't like it, even if your grandmother, your grandfather doesn't like it, right. Even if it costs you your life, right? Then you'll get a place of your own. I pray you understand. You understand? You good here now? Who are warrior? Next, let me get one online. Kamar, 1 second. And then after that, Kamar, go ahead.
Count of the one kind. We got a brother online or someone online, disciple of Christ is his name.
Oh, there you go, man. Hold on. Give me the big Bible.
Right.
Look at the big Bible. in the Greek, Hebrew, and the Phoenician.
Right.
So never mind. I'm trying to handle this on my own. It was all right. Go ahead.
He asks, can I get a breakdown on Deuteronomy 22, chapter 22, verses 28 through 30?
No problem, warrior. You got it.
I'm going to pull it up right now for the class.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, verse 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife.
Is there a particular question about this, or you just wanted to break down? You ask him for that. Is there a part that's confusing him? Is there something that he believes is something else? You know, who knows? Just let me know. All right, then I'll break it down. Kamara, what did you have? Take your time.
Question is, can you give me just a brief breakdown? I don't know if I pronounced this correctly. Abba Gibbons.
Abba Bibbins. No sweat.
Up to when he got killed by the nation.
I'll give it to you. Knock, you had something?
No, I was saying you broke it down like last week.
Did I? I don't even recall. Like I'll make it fast then. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I didn't have any.
I'll do it quickly. Just read it quickly. All right. Did he say he had a particular question about it?
He hasn't written back yet, sir.
All right. Let's wait. Any other questions online?
We do have another question. Go ahead. Someone online on Facebook, Talia Mariah Gibson.
All right.
Asks, please explain your shirts.
Oh, okay. Good question. He's very observant. Give her a hand. I forget what shirt I have on in most classes. All right, Talia, I'll explain the shirt to you. This is the shirt the sisters made for me. This says, I believe, monogamy is adultery. Is that right? Monogamy is adultery. I get that from this scripture right here. What does it say? Matthew 19:9. I'll explain it. What you know as monogamy, most of you grew up in the Christian church, monogamy is a rule. You must be monogamous. Am I telling you something you don't know? right? If you go to church, you have to be monogamous. Who knows what monogamy is? A sister, answer the question. Please, it doesn't matter. Whoever wants it. Go ahead.
When a man sticks with one woman and doesn't have sex with any other woman.
Done. That's what. Or when a woman sticks with one man and only has sex with that one man. Correct? That's monogamy. Everybody gets it. All right. That is a sin. It's adultery. It's adultery. And I'm going to explain right now. Go ahead and read it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife.
Whosoever shall do what?
Whosoever shall put away his wife.
Whosoever shall put away his wife. Go ahead.
Except it be for fornication.
Except for fornication. Putting away your wife is leaving your wife, divorcing your wife, quitting your wife. The word wife now is what you would call a girlfriend. You understand? What you call a girlfriend is a wife. I saw the dumbest women in the world on some radio show I'm listening to in the car coming down here. And these women were just talking about the right kind of man to marry. And they said, some men look at you like, you know, you don't have everything. Some men don't really want to be with you. Some men just are with you because they don't have anybody else. And they were just constantly hypothesizing. Sisters, I'm sure you've heard this before. You hear women always saying, you know, the kind of man that you should be with, as opposed to this kind of man. The kind of man that's this good kind of man, as opposed to that kind of man. And what I never hear is, are they saying this is the kind of man that you should marry? Or are they saying this is the kind of man you should have sex with? Because there are a lot of rules to the kind of man you should be in a relationship with. Or you can't be in a relationship with a no good man. You cannot be in a relationship with a low value man. You cannot be in a relationship with a man who doesn't value you. But you can F anybody.
Right.
And that's society. There are rules about, oh, when a woman is trying to say, who should I be in a relationship with? Oh, that nigga is Prince Charming. That cat is the best man in the world. Right. You should not be in a relationship with a broke man. You've heard that before. Do you F broke men?
Right.
Yeah. You do that, you know, twice on Tuesday. But there are no rules to who you have sex with. There are only rules to relationship men. Well, I can't be in a relationship with a man that doesn't call me and give me gifts. I can't be in a relationship with a man who doesn't value me, who doesn't make it a priority to be with me. Yeah, if you could just think to yourself, instead of having so many rules about relationships, have rules about who you have sex with. Have the same rules. What you'll find is that you will begin now to value sex as much as you value a relationship, because sex is more important than a relationship. No one is going to die because you broke up with them. But people will die because you had sex with them. They're going to die over that. No babies will be born because a man gave you a ring. But babies will absolutely be born because you had sex. Relationships are irrelevant. It means nothing. What matters is sex. Sex is everything. It's where life comes from. It's where death comes from. That's what you need. The problem with monogamy is monogamy puts no value on sex. None. Sex means nothing in monogamy at all. What matters is what? Are you with one person at a time? That's it.
Jeez.
So to keep a monogamous relationship, I just leave him. And then I'm still monogamous. To keep a monogamous relationship, I just leave that woman who I was with and get with the young girl. Get with the prettier girl. Get with the girl who isn't as heavy. Get with the girl who's younger, prettier, has more money. I leave the woman I've been with for years, and then I marry the new one. I am still a good practicing monogamist. It's not wrong. No one will say you did a wrong thing because you left your woman, because you met somebody new online. You did the right thing. You broke up with her first. Then you got a new woman. You believe in monogamy. You're not some crazy cult leader like Commanding General Yohana, who keeps all of them, who doesn't leave anybody. That's wrong. You know, that's what those crazy Commanding General Yohana cats are. You know, your husband, rest assured, if your man is in the world, he's a good boy. He's a nice good fella. When he meets a new woman, he will make sure to leave you.
Right.
He's going to do it. He's going to say, you know what he's going to say? Baby, I'm just not happy anymore. I'm just not happy. You know what? I fell in love with somebody else.
Right.
I didn't plan on falling in love with her. I didn't plan on it. It just happened. And then you will have to say, okay, because we're monogamous.
Right.
So you can't be with me if your heart wants her. You have to be with her. I'm going to read it in the Bible for you. It's been here for 2,000 years. But Christians didn't see it because they didn't want to. Go ahead and read it from the top now.
Book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication.
Christ said the only way a woman can leave, the only way a man can leave his girlfriend is if she commits adultery, is if she commits fornication. Fornication is unlawful sex. So if a woman goes out and has sex with another man, then absolutely you can leave her. Why? Because the marriage is over. Because sex is what matters. So if she goes out and has sex with someone else, the marriage is done. There is no marriage because the marriage is the sex.
Right.
That's it. So she went out and had sex with someone else. Now you can leave her. That's fornication. But if you leave her except for fornication, go ahead.
And shall marry another.
This is the part they skip over in the church. If you leave her and what?
And shall marry another.
If you leave her and do what?
Marry another.
Yeah, why is that in there? Why is the marry another in there? Right, that's all I need from. All I need from you is why not just leave her? Why didn't it just say if you leave her, it's adultery? Why does the Bible say if you leave her and marry another? Can anyone just guess? Sisters, you guess. Why would it say that? Surely it could have just said if you leave her, it's adultery. Why did it say if you leave her and marry another? Go ahead. Okay, you're right there, but that's not why. That's not what he's coming against. You understand? Everything in the Bible, when men in the Bible are battling, they're battling a thing, something that people believe that is wrong. That's everywhere. That's eating pork. The reason we don't eat pork is because the Egyptians did. The reason we can't bald our beards is because the Egyptians did. Why did Christ say, if you leave her and marry another? It's very simple. It's right in front of your face. Anyone? I'll give you one last shot. Let the sisters give it a shot. Any sister online that wants to give it a shot. There only could be one reason up front. That's a fact, but that's not why he's saying it. I'll give you the answer. Because at that time, 2,000 years ago, monogamy was the only marriage that was lawful and accepted by, you guessed it, white people.
Right.
By the Roman Empire. You know, the Romans are the ones that unalived Christ. The Romans were the ones who were our courts and our judges, like Pontius Pilate, right? The Romans. The Romans believed in monogamy. And because white people believed in monogamy, blacks and Hispanics believed in monogamy. They believed in leaving your wife and marrying another. What is that called? Leaving your woman and marrying another woman. Just do math and then you know what it's called. Leaving one woman and marrying another. Come on. No, that's true. But what is it called? Leaving a woman and marrying another. It also goes with matrimony and maternal and mommy. Anyone want to guess? Mommy, maternal, matrimony, monogamy. Monogamy is having one wife. That's what monogamy is, which is where the ma comes from, in mother, maternal, mommy, matrimony, because it's about having one woman, one mama, one woman. If you leave a woman and marry another, that is monogamy. Or else why would you leave her? There's a reason that men leave a woman when they find another woman. Why? Because they believe in only having one woman. If a man believes in having one woman, he must do what? Sisters? Come on, give it a shot. You can do it. Have a breakthrough.
Keep one woman,
How do you do that when you met somebody on Instagram?
so you leave one and go with the other.
You're gonna have to give her a hand.
That's right.
Yes, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to leave her. There is. What else could you do? Can you do math? You can only have one girlfriend, right? But look at her. Look at all of a sudden your ex starts to contact you again. You meet some girl on your job. You go on. You got the internet, and before you know it, you see someone else you like. But I'm in the IUIC. I go to church. My mama taught me not to be a low value man. That's a low value man to keep both of them. So if I'm monogamous, I have to leave you. And let me tell you something. Many women in the world, they go through that fear that women have about you having a phone number in your pocket. That fear that makes them go through your phone. That fear is from history of that in their blood of being left. Like it's like trauma. The same way the North American Indian, so-called, and the Hispanics and that black people, we all have trauma from slavery. That even when the historical event has been forgotten, the pain stays. The pain of slavery is here, even though you don't even remember what happened. That was 1,000 years ago, hundreds of years ago. The pain of what the Spanish conquistadors, the Catholic Church has done. Even when you forget it, it's there. It's like a sadness in your soul. You see it on the Gadite reservation. You see it in the barrio and in the hood all across America and South and Central America. Now,
They call it intergenerational trauma.
give him a hand. That's exactly what it's called. That's an educated man. It's called intergenerational trauma. You forget the event. You don't remember it. You weren't around then. Boy, there's a sadness and a fear in you that stays. Women have intergenerational trauma about being left when their man finds another woman. And it is on them so heavy because it has been going on since Rome.
Right.
Since Rome. Since Rome, it's some woman who loves some man. She needs this man to survive. She needs him for protection. She needs his money. She needs his love. She needs his attention. She needs him to parent these children. She needs him. He's the most important thing in the world. And one day, he takes her to a restaurant. He calls her on the phone. He sits her down at the kitchen table. And he says, maybe there's somebody else. You're right. And I'm going to have to leave you because I found her. You know how many your grandmothers that happened to? Now, here we are today. You're going to go through his phone and have such a fear because of intergenerational trauma about monogamy. About monogamy. Do you understand? It's right here in the Bible. Read it one more time for him, and then I'll move on.
The book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery.
Why would he put away his wife and marry another? He put away his wife because he found another. It's right here in front of you.
Right.
He found another, so he put away his wife. That's monogamy. And that's adultery.
Right.
One more time.
Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committed adultery.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing the shirt, baby girl. All right? Because it's in the Bible. All right, knock.
So, and if the sex is marriage, and he would leave her for anything else, the marriage isn't over. She breaks the marriage by having sex with someone else.
Knock. I mean, give him a hand. I mean, listen. Why is Jesus Christ saying that you can leave her if she commits fornication? Because sex is marriage. Right. So the minute she does it with him, she is his wife now. So now I can't sleep with another man's wife.
Right.
You slept with him. Now you're his. Now I don't have to stay with you. Why? Because you have a husband. He's that cat. He's your ex. You're married to him again. That's what happens, which is what happens all the time. You're going to be a woman and you're going to leave some ex of yours because, come on, why you leave your ex? Because he cheated on you. That's why you left your ex. But guess what? You left him, but your soul is tied to him. It's tied. It's tied to him because you had sex with him. It's not tied to him because of the ring, because you don't even have a ring from him. It's not tied to him because of dinners at Red Lobster. It's not tied to him because of flowers. Your soul is tied to your ex because you had sex with this man.
Right.
So now your soul is tied to him. Of course, you left him because he wasn't a monogamous man. And I can only be with monogamous men. So I left him because I found out he had another woman. So I have to leave him because there's a rule that has been in my family generation after generation that I have to only be married to monogamous men. He got another woman, so you left him. Oh, but after you leave him, see, y'all are younger. See, before the internet, you just be thinking about him or just see him in the store or something like that. Now you're going to see him pop up on your timeline. Ooh, that timeline, yeah. Oh, it's demons on that thing. You know what you're talking about. Demons on there. All of a sudden, you say, hold up, now he with a new woman. They having fun. They going on vacation. He ain't never going on vacation with me. Oh, man, you know what? Maybe I made a mistake leaving him. Then you're going to leave the man you're with to go be with him. Then you're going to break up with him because guess what? He's still not monogamous. Right. So you're going to leave him again. Then she's going to call you back. Right? She's going to call you back and try to be with you. And this is what I'm going to tell you what Commander General Yohana told me. Never take a woman back who has committed adultery. Never. Don't ever do it under any, I don't care if you have 10 children with her. Do not do it for the sake of the children. Do not take her back. That is another man's woman. You understand? Monogamy is adultery. All right? Done. Next.
We got a question in the room. Question.
So like,
Come on.
If I could go back to what you were saying about sex and marriage. So let's just say, given the circumstances of nowadays where women in the world tend to lie, let's just say that you were speaking to a young lady. She says she doesn't have a husband, and you lay with her, and then you end up having a husband. Are you still tied to that woman regardless, or is that like?
You mean you laid with her, and then you found out later she had a man?
She lied to you.
She lied to you. Exactly. That's an example. You got a woman. You laid with her. You found out afterwards. Damn, she has a husband. And okay, in this scenario, is she still with him?
I mean, it's just in general.
Well, there's a few different ways to go about it. Okay, I'll give you the first one. You with a woman, you didn't know she had a man. You found out later that she had a man. Then now, this is what you should do. You should call that man. You call him, and you find out when is the last time they had sex. If they say before you got married, before you and her had sex, we had sex with her, then that woman is your woman. She's unclean, and she's wicked. And you're a fool, but that is your woman, right? Let's say he says, "Yeah, that's my woman. We had sex yesterday." Yeah. Then she's his, right? And then you could say, "Whew, that was a close one," and get the hell up out of there as fast as you can, out of Eba. You understand? Okay. You're only culpable once you know. It's like if you go into a restaurant and you don't want to eat pork. And they tell you, no, there's no pork in this. And you eat it and you find out they lied. Well, you are not culpable for eating pork. You didn't eat pork. They are a sinner. That sinner's on them. Because I did what? Come on. I tried. Come on, say it.
So you asked for...
I asked and I tried and I didn't want to eat pork. But this bastard lied to me. So the same thing applies to a woman. Now, let me give you the wisdom on the matter. Have you ever bought a car before? You ever buy a good car? You ever buy a bad car? Okay, what did you do differently in choosing the good car as opposed to the bad car?
I did my homework, my research, my investigation.
Give him a hand. You see that, Kamar? So many men, you'll do more research on buying a car than you would a woman. It comes to buy a car, oh shit, you calling your cousin and who's a mechanic. You bringing him down to the shop. You all on the damn ground, opening the damn hood, checking every damn thing, test driving it, looking all around. You don't want to buy a lemon, do you? You don't want a stupid car that's going to break down on you when you need it to work. You don't want that, right? Yeah, do the same thing when it comes to a broad. Do the same thing. Do your due diligence. What you'll find is that you can find out that she has a man before you have sex.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you can do your job. Before you know it, you'll do so much research and you'll find out that she has a man before you ever touch her. Then you can go, whew, that was a close one. You understand? Good to go. Next.
Khan, the disciple of Christ who asked earlier, he clarified on that a precept in Deuteronomy. He said, is this referring to grape, which is how they say rape, rape in TikTok? You know.
No, this is not referring to assault on a woman. That's not referring to that. Read the part that makes him think that. I remember that years ago. Years ago, there was a ton of fake Israelite groups and Christians that believed that there was a lawful way to assault a woman. That if you assaulted her, you could marry her because you assaulted her. Even though, of course, they don't actually do it. I mean, I'll show you what they don't do. All right, read the precept one more time.
Oh God, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed.
So this is a woman who doesn't belong to another man. No one, she's not promised to anyone. You understand? She's single. She's not promised to anyone at all. Keep going.
And lay hold on her.
And do what?
And lay hold on her.
And do what?
And lay hold on her.
Boy, so many Israelite groups and Christians read that word lay hold, and they thought that meant you could snatch her up at the bus stop. Throw her in the van.
Damn.
That's what when they heard lay hold, that's what they believe. They believe lay hold. You mean strangle. That's the same thing, right? Is you sure?
I don't think so.
That's what they're okay. They think lay hold me. Get in that van. Get in the van. No, that disciple of Christ. That's not lay hold. You see, this is a book written by Blacks and Latinos, and we speak in slang, right? And so, laying hold of a woman is what words do you use for that down here?
Game, sir.
That's game. You see, you game does not mean you actually roll dice with the woman. Right? Or play Monopoly with her.
Right.
I think the kids in Philly, they call it booking a woman, or is that DC? Riz, what is that?
It's like that's an offshoot of charisma.
Riz, that's nice. Riz. So what do you call getting a woman's phone number? A woman saying, yes, I'll go on a date with you, or yes, I'll come see you. Bagging a woman. Now I'm assuming that that's a rough one. Throw a bag over the bitch head and kill her. Y'all better think of a different one. Sisters, y'all get home safe. Somebody, I don't know what's going on with them. Okay. Disciple of Christ waiting around the corner for y'all. Get home safe. All right, no, okay. They call it bagging, booking. I've heard terms like that throughout my years. Okay, those are not literal terms. All right. It doesn't mean throw a bag over her head or hit her with a book in the face or something like that. It's slang terms that mean seducing her, right? Laying hold of her. There's an old term. You brothers don't read plays or read old English books the way I do, but a long time ago they call it being captivating, right? To be captivating, the term captive means slave, right? But captivating a woman did not mean to chain her up and throw her in a van. It meant to seduce her, because you're captivating, and that's what this term laying hold in her is slang for seducing her. Meaning you went up to her, you talked to her, you spoke to her, and now she's yours. Because you spoke to her, because you were kind, because you had game, because you knew how to seduce a woman or talk to a woman. That was lawful. Like it was the proper way was to go to her father. Right. Then you didn't need game. You just needed to give her father a deal that he saw was a good deal. You needed to show her father that you were a good man. That you were the kind of man that could take care of her. That you were the kind of man that could take on the most important possession he has. So it requires a different skill set to go to a woman's father. That's a whole different skill. There's another skill, which is a good skill, where you can go to her and seduce her and convince her. There's a way to get them both done. It's a higher price if you go to her. The price is higher than if you went to him, which is what we're about to read right now. Come on.
Oh God.
Come on first, Salaki.
Salaki, LOL, if I may. I know it might sound a little old school, but would you say that instead of, if you're serious about a woman, you should go to her father before you go to her?
If I'm the father, you damn sure should.
Well, again, now, would you recommend it?
I think I just did. I think I just did. Come on, right? Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea to go to that because, you know, there might be an old man that has put a lot of time and effort into raising a good girl. He might want to make sure that you're a good man. So it's the right thing to do. Does it mean if you haven't done it, the marriage is terrible? No, because there is a brother who didn't do it. His name is Joseph. And he didn't do it with Mary. And Mary really wanted to have sex with him. The Holy Spirit came upon her. Shalom. All right, and she had a baby. So, and remember, and Joseph said, and the angel said, "Fear not to take unto Mary thy wife." Joseph was afraid to let everyone know, but he did. He was scared. He wanted to hide her away, because he didn't go to the father. You understand? They were betrothed. He was supposed to wait. He didn't wait. Okay, so because you don't do it the proper way, it doesn't mean the Most High God doesn't want you to be with her, but you haven't done it the proper way. So now you got to pay. That's all. This provision is here in the law for people that don't do it the proper way. There's another provision for it, and it's right here. Okay, read it again.
Verse 20, book Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found.
What does virgin mean? Do I need to go into that? I better. Okay, for disciple of Christ. Virgin does not mean she had her first period. That is not. Virgin means the completely opposite thing that you think it means. You brothers don't know this, right? People in the world think when it says virgin in the Bible, it means she's just old enough to have sex. Meaning like she had her first period, so she's good to go. So she's 13, 14. The Arabs would touch you, you know, at 9 years old. Am I making this up? I am not. I am not. People in the world think when the Bible says you can have sex with a virgin, it's trying to note her youth, when it is the opposite of that. It's trying to say she is marriageable age. It's really saying she's old. It is not saying she's young. It's saying she's old. Why? This is in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. A young woman of marriageable age, meaning she's not a kid. That's what virgin means. A little girl is not a virgin. A 9-year-old girl is not a virgin. She's a child. She's not a virgin, right? A 13-year-old girl is not a virgin. A 15-year-old girl is not a virgin. In the Bible, you get around that age where she's so old, it's time for her to leave home. You understand? It's like a season in life. If we were dogs, and this would be simple to understand, or kittens. You got a cat that has kittens. There comes a time when the kittens are playing around the mama cat and playing, and they're kittens. Then there's a time where the mother cat wants them the hell away from her. You understand? And she can't stand them. She starts to growl at them and hate them. That's because those cats now are grown. And now it's time to get those cats out the house. The same thing happens with dogs. The mother dog will play with the puppies and play with the puppies. The puppies were getting big. They'll be eating food now, but they're still playful. Then all of a sudden, the mama dog does not want these puppies around anymore. She's sick of the puppies. They're just competitive over food now. They're just more competitors for food. And she wants them gone. She doesn't feel that feeling. That maternal instinct is gone from the dog. Now it's time to give the puppies to someone else. The same thing happens with women, where this is a little girl. She's 15. She's still a baby. She's 16. She's still a baby. She's still in there with her mom. Then you're going to get to be around them early 20s, 18, around, which is where the law comes from, about 18, because it's in that season where you're 18, 20, 21. That's where you can drink you know, you will start about 17 to 21. It's kind of that season where the mom is going to be like, get this woman out of my house. You understand? The mother will be sick of having her around because she won't be her daughter anymore. She'll be a competitor for who's going to wash the dishes. Whose house is this?
Right.
Before you know it, the mom and the older daughter are competing over whose house does this belong to. That's because your daughter is now a woman. Now she's not a kid anymore. Now it's time to see if there's a good brother that will now continue her education. It's time to start looking. Now, you might find them, then you might have to wait a few years. Okay, but a virgin means she's of marriageable age, which means she's not too young. That's what that term means. Come on.
Like I said, I got that definition in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Go ahead.
So the first definition is a root meaning to separate is the technical term of virgin, a young unmarried woman. And the second definition is used of a young woman of marriageable age,
That's right.
whether married or not.
Whether married or not, which means what? You could be a virgin even if you were married. That's what it just said, even married or not. Because it's saying she's old enough. She's not a kid. Because the fake Israelite groups think that a kid is a virgin. A kid is not a virgin. Everyone understands, all right? So let's start there. Hurry up, I gotta move. Go ahead. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
See, this part I've never seen done by rapists. I've never seen a rapist say, well, I'm going to go assault this woman. After I do it, I'm gonna go to her father and give him money. That part I've never seen him do. Disciple of Christ, ask him that. Ask him when he imagines raping a girl, or does he also imagine going to the father and saying, hey, Dad, how you doing? Listen, I threw a bag on your daughter's head and threw her in the van. Here's some money. Ask him, does he imagine going to the father, telling the father that he raped the girl, and then giving the father money? Just let's wait for his answer. Look, that's not even answered yet. I'll get you in the back, warrior. But let's let the disciples of Christ, because that part, I've heard this through 25 years, and I've never heard of them say, well, of course I'll go to a father after I rape her and talk to him and give him money.
He got to give it to me because...
And he has to give it to me. I don't know if he's going to do that. I got a feeling he might feed the worms that day with you.
Right.
I got a funny feeling that he might feed worms that day. All right, let's just see what disciple of Christ says. All right, everybody gets it. Any questions in the room? Any questions online besides that? Let me get you, the brother behind you, then you. All right. What?
So I want to get a breakdown on 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 11, starting verse 10. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he has turned back from following me, and hath not performed my commandments, and it grieved Saul, and he cried.
What's your question in specific, warrior?
I wanted to know, was the Lord repenting or was Samuel repenting?
It's the Lord that was repenting. And that's why Samuel was repenting, because the Most High God told Samuel to raise up Saul to be king. But then, of course, Saul just let the Most High down. How was the Most High let down by King Saul? Do you know the whole story? Go ahead.
Because he failed to carry out his orders.
That's correct. He failed to do it. And so that just, broke the heart of the Most High. And because of that, Samuel's heart was broken. Because a prophet of God speaks for the Most High. You understand?
Who did the Lord repent to?
That repent doesn't mean that. Repent doesn't mean repent to a person. Repent means regret. You understand? So just think, if I repent of my sins and I regret sinning, you get my point?
Okay.
The Most High regretted making this man king because he couldn't follow an order that he was told to do. You get the point. Just think regret, not repent like in the church. All right. All right. Next,
I have disciple of Christ.
Go ahead.
He replied back, sir. He said, I don't believe in rape. I asked because other translations literally say rape or force.
Yeah, that's the rapist translation in the Bible, Lock. And you got to be careful for that translation. You getting the Jeffrey Dahmer translation of the Bible. You getting the Donald Trump grab your vagina. That's Trump Bible.
The New Trump translation.
I know in the Trump Bible it says raper.
You're right.
The disciple of Christ got that new Trump Bible on.
Right.
I leave that thing alone, young warrior. Okay, it shouldn't say that. They're putting their belief system in this scripture. Now, I just want to ask you, disciple of Christ, for the translation that says rape, do you believe that you will go to a woman's father, to this young girl's father, and say, I raped your daughter? The law says you got to give her to me. Here's some money. He's still not, I need him to answer my question. Does he think that's what it means? After you rape a woman, go to the father and give him money. Is that something that he would do? Where are we at here? Was that it? Right up front, please.
Call it the one kind. I just want to break down on 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 2, because it's what Christians use for, monogamy.
Please.
Call it the one kind. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
I got you. What is fornication?
Unlawful sex.
Unlawful sex. So now let's just break the whole thing down. To avoid fornication, read.
Call it the one kind. Let every man have his own wife.
Let every man have his own wife. What forms of fornication will be stopped if a man has his own wife? Step one would be you having sex with someone else's wife, right? If you have your own wife, then you don't have his wife or his wife because you have your own wife. Give me another form of fornication that would be stopped by a man having his own wife.
No.
You never heard about the Judites in prison?
Yeah,
What do they say?
I don't know.
You never heard this. The other tribes are this is not as prevalent with other tribes in prison. But in prison, the reasoning for punks in prison. What's the reasoning? Judah, you know what I'm talking about. When a Judite gives you the reasoning for why he's dealing with a punk in prison, what will his logic say? Come on. That's not what they say. But there's going to be reasoning behind it because they're not gay. Don't never. No. Don't call him that. You call a Judite in prison who's dealing with the punks, you say, are you gay? He'll say what? No, I ain't gay.
Right.
What are you talking about? No. What's the reasoning? Same young brother. Because there's no women. It's like logic. It's like, well, see, if I was out, then I could be with a woman.
Right.
But in here, there's no women. So 2 + 2, I have to be with a man.
That ain't adding up.
No, it's not. That is the reasoning by prison gayness. Because there's no women around. Am I telling you something you've never heard? Raise your hand if you don't know what in the hell I'm talking about. Of course you know what I'm talking about. You always hear this.
Right.
Well, there's no women in here. So, of course, we have to be with this punk because there's no women in here. Listen, get a woman up. Only have sex with a woman. That's it. The brothers in Baltimore and around these prisons, they have sex with women. The guards.
Right.
Do it. Do that.
Yeah.
You in prison, have sex with that guard, that Miss Felicia and Miss Keisha in there. Have sex with her. Why not? Lay hold on her. Baby, why are you looking nice today, Miss Keisha?
Damn.
What, you losing weight? Let's see you. Yeah, I think she'll be fine. I think you'll do all right in there. All right. So it'll stop homosexuality. It'll stop having sex with another man's woman, another form of adultery. Anything else? Child molestation.
Oh yeah.
All right, here you go. You're messing with the kinder all the damn time. You in the kindergarten all the time. People think you love kids, don't they? They say, "Oh, he loves kids." You know, he loves the kinder, and he doesn't.
Right.
He get a woman. You go get yourself a wife, a woman of marriageable age. Now that doesn't happen. So I just named 3 of them. Now let's go to the women now. And to avoid fornication, let a woman do what?
Let every woman have her own husband.
Let every woman have her own husband. If a woman has her own husband, what type of fornication will that absolutely stop? I know you don't see the one right in front of you, right up top. Your entire life is about it. You see it every day. Come on, warrior.
From sleeping around.
Hoeing.
Right.
Prostitution.
Right.
If a woman has her own husband, she can't sell her tail right out here outside, outside these doors. She can. She can't be on OnlyFans. This would mean the end of OnlyFans. Why? Because if she needs a man's affection, if she needs a man's attention, if she needs a man's money, it has to come from her husband. You understand? This precept would end whoring. Right. It would end OnlyFans. It would end the whole thing because she has to get all of her needs met from one man. So you got no prostitution, you got no OnlyFans nastiness, you got no women dressing like they're sluts walking down the street or on the internet. Why? Because they need attention. Well, if you need attention, you got to get it from him. You understand? Give me another one. That's one. Just whoring, hoeing, being promiscuous, being loose. That's done. Give me another one. Because she has her own husband. This is for the women's prison. You might not know about this. Who's ever heard of the term gay for the state? Raise your hand if you heard that term before. Oh, they know about it. They know about it. Listen, of course I've done the research. Right? Research says that 25% of men who go into prison will have a gay encounter in prison. It's 15 to 25%, right? The percentage of women that will have a gay encounter in prison is 78%. 78% of them will have a gay encounter. Why? Because they need attention. They need affection. They need a family. They need this woman who is their mother. She's their mom. That's what they call the big overweight one in there. Mom. Damn. Give me the most unattractive man and make him a woman. And he's the bull dagger of the prison. She is. She's the most attractive woman in prison. You take Biggie Smalls, Big Pun, Rod Wave. Now, take away his penis, which is supposed to be a bad thing. Let him have no penis. Put him in prison. She is the most attractive woman in prison. Now, you brothers think you can't get a woman. You can. The bulldaggers can get women.
Right.
They got no job, no money, nothing. And they look like Biggie Smalls and Rod Wave. And guess what else they don't have? A penis. Right. Listen, you sitting there like, well, I can't. My penis too small. That ain't what she says. She don't have any penis at all. She's the Mac in the prison. Right. It's 7-8%. The term is gay for the stay, meaning are they gay? No. Don't you even call them gay because they are not gay. Don't say that again. Okay. They are gay for the stay. They're only gay while they're in prison. Once they come out, they got these babies, 6 of them, and a man. Right. Okay, baby, if you get a man, then you can avoid all of that. If you need to have sex with somebody in prison, have sex with the guard in the woman's prison. Be with him. And brother, shut your mouth about it. I'm snitching on every woman in the damn prison because she gave you some love and attention and sweetness. Not that I'm recommending it. I ain't trying to say it, but it's hard in a woman's prison. It's more difficult because of the possibility of forcing a woman to do it. Right. So you can't force a woman, but if you put all these rules together, you'll live a good life. All right. These are the things. This is not saying that. What did the Christians say? It's saying monogamy. Right. The Christian. Well, I don't know how they wrap their minds around that. Plus this precept. Right. Because you just read that one. Right. You get the point. So that's what you give them. All right. All right. Go ahead. Next. Kamar. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Warrior.
Hey, Shalom, General.
Mhm.
I had a question about Luke chapter 3, verse 38, dealing with Christ's lineage. Once it gets to the point where it talks about Adam,
No problem.
I'll go ahead and read the verse. Luke chapter 3, verse 38, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. I just want a general breakdown on that precept and how it pertains to Christ, because I know that Scripture refers to Christ as the Son of God, and Adam also referred to in the Scripture.
Go to Romans 8:14.
Come on.
If that's the one. Might not be. Could be.
Romans chapter 8, verse 14. For as many as are led by the...
Taste every word. Taste it tastes good. For as what?
For as many...
For as what?
For as many...
For as what?
Many.
So we talked about Adam, and we talked about Christ. And this scripture is saying, for as many. Many is a lot. More than two, right? For as many, go ahead.
As are led by the Spirit of Yahweh.
For as many as are led by the Spirit of God. Keep going.
They are the sons of Yahweh.
They are the sons of God. So why was Jesus Christ called the Son of God?
Because he was led by the Spirit of the Most High.
Why was Adam called the Son of God?
Same thing. He was led by the Spirit of the Most High.
Why are you called Yashar Allah, which means
Prince of the power.
the prince is a son, right, of God, right? Prince of the power. The power means God. Prince of God. A prince is the son of a king, right? Yashar Allah literally means Prince of God, Son of God. That's what Yashar Allah means. Why are you a son of God?
So we're led by the Spirit of the Most High.
That's your breakdown, Warrior. Right?
Right.
Go ahead. What's your name up?
Call Kazah, sir.
Call, say again.
Call Kazah.
Call Kazah. What does that mean?
All seed.
Most High in Christ. Call Kazah. What's your question?
Slacker, sir, just on the topic that you just broke down, is that the difference between what Adam did in Genesis when he used the constellation to give wisdom on how to put the garden together versus like nowadays where you got sisters and some effeminate brothers who look up to the the horoscopes and try to use that as who to deal with when is that the difference?
Yeah, that is the difference. I don't know if you were here earlier, but the IUIC, they put their Passover on the day of the solar eclipse. Did you know about that? Yeah, that's their Passover. This Monday, they're gonna be out there, brother, up there looking at that. Purple everywhere. The IUIC's Passover is on the same day as the solar eclipse. I can guarantee to you that the IUIC is going to or believes in horoscopes. That is going to happen. It's really unavoidable once you start worshiping the moon. It's like you can't stop it. Why? Because everyone else is doing it.
Right.
It's peer pressure that will make you believe in horoscopes. Adam did not believe in horoscopes. Adam didn't believe in horoscopes. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, and it's such an American concept to think that the day you were born, the stars and moon recognized it. But who the F do you think you are? I was born on this day. The moon was in retrograde with Venus. And it shined down on me, and the stars, constellations, came together. I'm a Pisces. Nigga, who are you? What are you, Aquaman? So all the moon and stars came together to relax. You might not be as important as you think you are to the moon and to the stars and the constellations. It means nothing. It's ridiculous and stupid. And it's religion for people that found a way not to give their money to Creflo Dollar. Now they find some other way for you to take your money from you. So now you're in there with these stupid horoscopes and all this nonsense about the moon and the sun, which don't know you, the moon and the sun. They don't have brains to know who the hell you are. They're there to serve you. That's why they're there. They're there so that you can know when your crops are supposed to be planted so you can know when the seasons are about to change, so you can plant crops and grow food, so you cannot starve to death. That's why we have constellations and the moon and the sun and the stars, so that you can have food, so that you can survive here, so you can get on a boat and travel from here to there and be able to get food over there and bring food from there. It's so much, it's practical. You understand? The sun and the moon and the stars are there for a practical reason, not so you can find love. That's not the purpose of the moon and the stars, for your effing love life. The earth does not revolve around you. Do you understand? So yes, Adam didn't get his horoscope from God, but he did know what to plant, when not to plant. He knew to take the wilderness, the forest, and turn it into a garden. You understand? You know the difference between the two? One is just wild and growing. The other one has rows of trees up. Has vines as far as you can see, planted in order in their proper season. You understand? Next. Brother right in front of you. What's your name, warrior?
Officer Gadawan, sir.
Kadayawan?
Gadawan, sir.
Gadayawan. That means killer, doesn't it?
Okay.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
I must think this is a hard man right here, huh? I see you. Go ahead. We shall see. Go ahead.
Sir, can I get a breakdown?
Give me one more time, please, warrior.
On Isaiah 38th chapter, verse 8.
Go ahead.
I'll start verse 7, just to get some background. This is when King Hezekiah, he was sick with a skin disease. And he asked Isaiah what to do. And Isaiah told him, I guess, to put some ointment on this skin disease, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was asking Isaiah, how would I know this is going to work? What's the sign for the
Before I move on, did this I'm about to call him the son of God. Did the disciple of Christ, did he answer the question about going to the Father?
Yes, sir. But it was kind of weak. He said I would never rape her in the first place.
All right, give him a hand. We gotta celebrate that. And listen, this day and age, listen, you better celebrate that. Good job, boy. Good job. That's all I'm trying to say. Right? I think he got the breakdown. Don't do it. Okay, good enough. I'll take it. Go ahead. Who had something? Go ahead. And what was your question in particular?
If I could read verse 8. I started verse 7 if I could, sir. It says, and this shall be a sign unto thee from the Lord, that the Lord will do this thing that he has spoken. Behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees, which is gone down in the sundial of Ahaz, 10 degrees backwards. So the sun returned 10 degrees, by which degrees it was gone down. So my question was on that. What's the practicality of that?
It's a miracle to prove that this prophet of God absolutely was a prophet of God. It's like splitting the Red Sea, or making water come from a rock, or raising the dead. Meaning they had a sundial, right? So imagine a sundial being like a clock. So you got imagine you got a clock, right? Now this is a modern thing, but before clocks there were sundials. They would be sitting in every city. They would sit in every city, and there was like a little thing in the middle, and people would just it was put in a place where the shadow would cast on this big circle with a stick in the middle of the circle. And then throughout the day, when it came to noon, it would move. It would begin to move. It's a sundial. You can show them up on the screen, a damn sundial. So now it would move. So now he's trying to prove that what he's saying is true, and that he comes from the Most High. What prophet is this we're reading about?
This is King Hezekiah, but the prophet was Isaiah.
Exactly. Isaiah did this. The prophet Elijah told the priest of Baal that he would make fire come down from heaven and devour his sacrifice, and that the priest of Baal could not do the same thing. And it happened. So this is a miracle. Sometimes you need miracles for hard-headed people to know you represent God. And a prophet of God will absolutely be called upon to perform those miracles. It happens. That's one of these days. So imagine the water. So imagine it's a sundial. So now the shadow is over here. What do you say, 15 degrees?
10 degrees, I believe. 10
degrees is like it's moving like this. That's a degree, right? All of a sudden, the damn thing goes back, as if the sun went backwards. The shadow on the thing went backwards. people saw that, they knew that this was not a man who represented himself. It was a miracle. That's the point. All right. Good to go. Next. The water. You good to go? Anything online?
We have
Let me get one online, Kamar. 1 second.
we have a few questions and one heckler. I don't know if you want to
Let's do the heckler first.
We got what's it? Where's he at? Iron Lion Zion.
Oh, get the big. Go in that back. You read that big Bible. The big. Matter of fact, let me just see first. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Go ahead.
Iron Lion Zion.
Iron Lion. Go ahead.
Where the priest garments at? Where is do-rags acceptable to preach and teach in?
I can dig it. He knows, though. He's an Iron Lion. You don't
It's a
understand.
little more, sir.
Huh?
It's a little more.
There's a little more. Go ahead.
Yeah. Where does it say to cut holes in the top of your scarves?
Of course.
Then you can wear it while you teach. You need all. We need all these scriptures.
I know we do. We always have. All right. Where would you go, officers? You're at camp and someone says, you're not supposed to have a hole at the top of your headpiece. Let me give you a simple one. That's a good one. Where would you go fast? Faster than that. Listen to what he just said. He said, where does it say that you can make a hole at the top of your headpiece? Where is that? Now, there's another name for a headpiece that has a hole at the top. There's a, okay, be him. Be him. Don't be you, you know. Be him. What will he say? Before you move on, here's really winning in a battle. When you're in a battle, right? The best thing to say is, first of all, the thing that is the quickest to say is you use the fewest amount of words, right? The second thing is say something that your enemy agrees with. He agrees. That's how you know you won. You don't really win if he disagrees. Then it's like, I say this, he says that. Winning is when your enemy says, that's true. So now I just need from you, what's his name again? Iron Lion. What will Iron Lion say is a headpiece that has a hole in the top that he absolutely wants to wear and believes in wearing? Captain?
A crown.
A crown.
That's right.
Iron Lion will not disagree. Give me any crown precept now. Just pick one. All right. Iron Lion believes that he's going to get a crown one day, that he's a king. If he's an Iron Lion, he's damn sure going to be a king one day. Right? Well, what is the difference between a crown and every other type of thing you wear on your head? I think it's because there's a hole in the damn middle of the crown. There's a hole in, that's kind of the whole, am I wrong, Warrior? That's kind of the whole definitive part that makes it a crown, right? If without the hole in the middle, it'd be a hat. Right? The hole in the middle is the whole reason it's a, show me a crown up on the screen. Maybe you don't know. I don't know if people know. Now you give me upon the head of Christ. Is that what you got? I should have known. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 20 and 12, like it. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns.
Many what?
Crowns.
Many what?
Crowns.
Now, the Iron Lion, if I ask him what a crown looks like, you know what he's going to say. He's going to say it's a headband that's open in the middle. Now give me Ezra's. But give me anything that says crown. The one where he shall put crowns upon thy heads. Go ahead.
Second Ezra chapter 2 verse 43.
This is second Ezra's what?
Chapter 2 verse 43.
2 and 43. Go ahead.
And in the midst of them, there were a young man of
You know what? Hold that, because that's in the Apocrypha. You need this for camp. Sometimes you're at camp, you got to first get him real tender before you go into the Apocrypha. You tenderize him, because in the beginning, the Iron Lion will say he doesn't believe in the Apocrypha. Maybe. Christians won't. So you give him, I would give him 2 or 3. from the Bible that he thinks he believes in. Then I hit him with the Apocrypha because now he's properly tenderized. So give me one more in the Bible that the Iron Lion more than likely believes in.
Ezekiel 16:12.
Good enough. Ezekiel 16:12.
Or even the crown of thorns here.
That's why they did it, of course. But I'll take this is probably a better one, the one in Ezekiel. Go ahead, up.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 12. And I put a jewel on thy forehead.
On that what?
I put a jewel on thy forehead.
Here we go, Iron Lion. I will put a jewel on thy forehead. Right here it is, Iron Lion. Go ahead.
And earrings in thy ears.
And earrings in thy ears. I got those too.
Yeah.
I ain't that old. Y'all think I'm old. All right. Go ahead.
And a beautiful crown upon thy head.
Yeah, that's the whole point. The crown is a headpiece with a hole in the middle. Iron Lion knows that. He agrees with that.
Right.
How could he not agree with that? Now give me the Apocrypha. Go ahead. This is in the Apocrypha. Iron Lion. The Apocrypha is the middle of the Bible that the Catholic Church removed in the 1600s. All right. It's in the middle of the Bible. Every proper Bible should have it in it. If your Bible doesn't have it in it, you can buy the Apocrypha separately and just make sure you understand it's part of the Bible. All right. It was found in the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Qumran caves in 1948. It's always been in the Bible. All right. Go ahead.
2nd Esdras chapter 2, verse 43. And in the midst of them, there were a young man of high stature.
So there was a prophet named Esdras, and Esdras was so impatient, and he was in pain because he had to see the suffering of his people day and night. But he knew the Israelites were the chosen people of God. But all he saw every day was the Israelites being beneath the people that he was taught were beneath him. Prophets of God in here, you know what that's like. You read the Bible and you read about the greatness of Black people, the greatness of Hispanics. Then you have to go to work every day. You have to see these people that God said were nothing. Now they rule over you. And it could be unbearable sometimes. Esdras went through that. So the Lord, in his mercy, gave Esdras a vision. This is a vision of the future. And he sees read it one more time.
And in the midst of them,
he sees upon Mount Zion, he sees all these brothers all wearing white. The white is a metaphor for how clean they are now. They're not filthy anymore. They're not drug dealers and murderers and rapists anymore. That's not what they are anymore. They're not criminals. They're not someone that has to be afraid of every cop car that drives behind them. That's not who they are anymore. They're clean now. They're upon Mount Zion. Keep going.
And there was a young man of a high stature.
And in the middle of these men, there was a young man who was very tall, high stature. Go ahead.
Taller than all the rest.
Taller than all of the rest of them. Go ahead.
And upon every one of their heads, he set crowns.
And upon every one of their heads, he set crowns. Go ahead.
And was more exalted.
And he was more exalted than them because he was the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. And upon his head were many crowns. Keep going.
Which I marveled at greatly.
Ezra saw this. He was stunned by it, amazed by it. Go ahead.
Verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these?
So he asked, Ezra said, who are these men that are getting these crowns? What are these? Go ahead.
Verse 45. He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing.
These be they that have put off the mortal clothing. What is your mortal clothing? Your flesh. You put it off. You put off your desire for sin, for illicit sex, for drugs, for lust and greed. You put it off of you. These men did that. These men were able to do something. Before I came into truth, I didn't think Black people could get off of drugs. Right. It was not even something I thought was possible. My father didn't do it. He didn't do it. My uncles didn't do it. My friends, who in the hell did I know that didn't get high? No one. Everyone got high. The righteous people got high. The good church people smoke cigarettes.
Right.
The good church, good people, you say, well, this is a good church-going person. They still smoke crack. They still got high. They still smoke cigarettes and weed. It was not something as a man from the tribe of Judah that I thought was really even possible. I talked to so many Hispanics that don't think anyone could not get high. They've never seen anyone that didn't do crystal meth. They don't even know anyone that doesn't do it. The people that you idolize and look up to get high. You understand what that means? This is your mother. You idolize her. You love her. She smokes weed. She does crystal meth. Your mother, your father. You love your father. Your uncles. They're your figures for manhood. They snort coke. They do meth. They smoke weed. The people that you look up to, they still get high. These men have put off the mortal clothing. These men aren't drug addicts, huh? These men aren't lustful pigs that will molest your children. These men have gotten rid of all of that. They've chosen the spirit over their flesh. That's who they are. Continue.
And put on the immortal.
And they have put on, now they've dressed themselves in the immortal. Now they do things up that cause life, not death. That's what immortality is. When you do something that doesn't kill, but something that makes alive. Continue.
And have confessed.
And have what?
Confessed.
And have what?
Confessed.
And have what?
Confessed.
And these men have confessed. Go ahead.
The name of God.
They have confessed the name of God. What's the name of God? Yahweh in the Hebrew. Why is it called a confession and not a statement? Why is it called a confession and not a declaration? Who would like to give it a shot? Ask the Iron Lion. Why is it called a confession and not a statement? A confession and not a declaration. He has to go fast, though, I'm short with my time, all right?
If you would still like to go into the topics, too.
No problem. You're right, Warren. Let me give you the difference. In the back, because it's something that if you do it, it has repercussions on you. That's why it's a confession. Because if I say this thing, I get hurt from saying it. No.
Definition.
Go ahead.
Webster. Confession. Noun. A formal statement admitting that one is guilty of a crime.
Oh, yeah.
A statement setting out essential religious doctrine.
Oh, yeah, brother. If you say the Lord's name is Yahweh, you're going to be hurt over that. You're going to be hurt over that. You're now going to be hated by the police, Fort Hood, all of the Congress. Then you have a whole incident down here. Let's go over that at the end of class, too. The incident y'all had out here with the congressmen and the city council. You see, Yatazaki, what's your name again, Warrior? Karab. They had to go down, and the brothers in Killeen had to go down there and meet with the damn city council. Over what? Not for being drug dealers, not for selling guns, not for shooting people, but for making this confession that the Lord God of Israel, whose name is Yahweh, is the Lord God over blacks and Hispanics. So now because of that, we now have to go before the court. Now we're in court. This is a confession. And these men made that confession. So I can say hallelujah. And because of that,
now,
say what?
Now.
And because of that, say it again.
Now.
And because of that, I ain't lying. Listen carefully.
Now.
And what?
Now.
And now
are they crowned?
That's what happens, young man. That's how you get to wear a headpiece with a hole in the top. You understand? That's how you get to wear a headpiece with a hole in the top.
Right.
Iron Line, I know you don't wear one, and you probably never will. You probably never will, young man. I don't know what city you in, but contact the camp leader in your area, Warrior. All right, they'll help you out. Next. Let me get this brother right here. Fast, I gotta get to the topic. This brother's keep me on time. What's your name?
Officer Barack, yeah.
Barack, yeah, you keep me on time. Give him a hand. That's right. You know what he does. It's an orderly man here. He's full of order and structure. And I got none of that. Come on. Go ahead.
Dr. General, if I may, can I get a general breakdown of Revelations 10 and 7?
Please, go ahead. Is there anything in particular or just the general breakdown, like you said?
Particularly, like, what would be the mystery of God?
Go ahead and read it.
Sir. This is Revelations 10 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he had declared to his servants, the prophets.
What is a mystery? Something that people don't know. That's what you need right there. And once this seventh angel sounds, that's the last one. There was 7 seals on there, 7 angels. This one is the last one. Once this one is sound, the mystery is over. What mystery is it? The mystery that the prophets only knew. This precept is speaking about the word of God. And there's a time coming when you won't have to say it because everyone will know it. That time is coming. You see the earthquake that happened in New York. You see the fear, the IUIC, everyone is scared to death of the damn solar eclipse. You see the war over there in Palestine. I hope you saw that. War is coming to the Middle East. Commander General Yohanna told me that the Russian warships are in the Red Sea. That's what Commander General Yohanna said. Come on.
U.S. just announced that Ukraine will now be a part of NATO.
Oh shit! Listen, the Ukraine becoming part of NATO means that Russia has to go to war with NATO. What's NATO? America.
Right.
That's NATO. Knock. Sweden too.
Yeah,
they have to go to war. Russia 2 weeks ago said that what? Jesus Christ was black.
Right.
That was up. Russia. That Putin came out on the news and showed Russian icons to show that Jesus was black. Come on, Warrior. What's your name in the back?
So Kahan
Gabar, you got it.
What do you think the relevance of that was? That Putin bringing that out because he didn't have to do it. So why do you think that Putin brought that out? The problem.
No sweat. First, I'll give it to you. I'll give you what is in Putin's mind. Then I'll tell you the real reason. In Putin's mind, Putin wants black people to get angry and upset and believe that they should not be Christian, that they should not bow down to America because they've been lied to for 2,000 years. That's what he wants to create, a disharmony in America. You understand? A lot of the Russians were behind the Black Lives Matter movement. That was the Russians pushing that because they just want disharmony in America. But here's the real reason that he did it, which I know Putin doesn't even know, because we are in the last days.
That's right.
And things that aforetime were mysteries will be known to everyone. Things that at one time only the prophets of God knew. When Commander General Yohanna started saying the Jews were black, it was like, what in the hell are you talking about? Now, the premier of Russia told everyone. That's how the mysteries are going to be. And you're going to see this happen more and more, where things that we grew up saying in the UPK that no one believed. The things that we say, no one ever believed. Now, everyone will believe the Jews are black, Jesus Christ is black, the North American Indians are the Israelites, black people are the real Jews, the Hispanics are the chosen people of God, something that only the prophets once believed. The mysteries will be revealed to everyone. That's the point of your precept, Warrior. And that's when the 7th seal opens. Once that happens, it's over. That's the last seal. You can prepare yourself for the chariots. Now, you better ask yourself, are you ready? That's what you better ask yourself. You understand? Where we at now?
So like you said, if I may,
Please.
I want to touch back on what you said with Putin letting everyone know that Christ is black. I was watching some videos on Facebook, and I think I got sent to from TikTok, where Europeans started burning the Bible after they found out that Christ was not the apostle.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Let me tell you, the entire doctrine of Christianity is built on white supremacy.
Right.
White people don't believe in anything but their own superiority over you and I. Right. That's it. Jesus Cristo es negro, no blanco. And they don't believe in that. And if they have to believe it, they will give up God.
Right.
You and I, we believed in Jesus thinking he was white.
Right.
We loved him. We weren't racist against Jesus. I'm black. Jesus was white. I'm on my knees praying to him every night, hoping he'll get me out this court case. I remember that. I remember that, brother. The police walked into my crib. They putting flashlights all through my house, looking for me. I'm hiding under the bed. Lord Jesus, if you get me out of this window. Well, they came and got me. They found me in the bed. So it didn't work. You know, remember that. Okay. It didn't work. But I remember going to Jesus and court, your Lord, in the back room of that court, brother. It's Christians in there, right? You understand me? Blacks and Latinos who love the white Jesus, and they are making promises. Woo! We were not racist against white Jesus. But when white people find out, when the seventh seal is broken, that Jesus Christ is black, they're going to give up God.
Right.
They're going to switch their religion once they find out Jesus Christ is black. They're going to fight him. They're going to say, well, Jesus is black. Forget Jesus.
Right.
I don't want to follow Jesus anymore. They're going to hate God once they find out that God has hair like wool. They're going to hate him because really the whole time they only loved Jesus because they thought they were Jesus.
Right.
They were God. You'll see that once the seventh seal opens up. You understand? You got it.
We can get into the topics for the night.
Wrap it up. Let's get to the topic right now. What's the first one?
So we have child support.
Let's do that. Play the video. Let me show you. A lot of you out there think we don't believe there's any good white men. There's absolutely some good white men. I know Texas, you got a lot of good white people out here in Texas. I know that because this is boot kiss capital of the UPK. I'm in it right now. I'm in boot kiss capital. I told Captain Yachts like this. I've seen a lot of masterful men who could get a boot kiss. It was this cat named Ricard. He used to be the best one at getting a boot kiss. Now he's some Christian. Then it was General Mayaka. General Mayaka, brother, used to get a boot kiss. I'd stand back and go, I don't know how you got that white man to give you a boot kiss. Then I saw Captain Yatazak. Right. Captain Yatazak is the best person I have ever seen get a boot kiss in the UPK. Ever. I don't know how it's done. I don't know. White people never want to kiss my goddamn. Ever. They know what they're doing. I don't have that gift. Captain Yatazak is the best I've ever seen. He's the best. General Mayak told me that Captain Yatazak is the best. And if General Mayak says that, you're the best. Everyone understands, all right? Give him a hand. Captain Yatazak, what about that white man you called me about and said he was going to start paying tithes? He started making videos and tell everybody about that white man. Go ahead.
We had a white man that was paying tribute every week for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Paying his tribute.
Yeah.
He was just doing.
Can everyone get him on camera though so they can see him? They can't see him. Say it again and say it a little louder, please.
So we had a white man that came out to the camp and he said he wanted to do his part. He kissed boots first, and he said, I said, there's more you can do. What must I do? Right. To make sure that you pay the mandatory $100 every time you get a paycheck. And he came out there every week with an envelope and paid his tribute every time he was at.
Give him a hand, though. That's a good white man. You see that? Yeah, good. Does the UPK believe in good white people? Absolutely. There are a lot of good white people. And I judge good white people the way that white people judge good black people.
Right.
I pray you understand.
That's right.
All right. I know what a good white man is. I know him when I see one. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Well, let me show you another good white man. All right. Not as good as that one. That's the best one. But this is a white man that's on the path to being even better than his blood allows him. Go ahead and play it, please.
Count on count.
Every once in a while, I get so pissed off that I'll hire a lawyer for 8 hours. We'll go down to the Title 4D court in Dallas, Texas, where the child support court, Title 4D, they're actually called Title 4D.
Stop. Give Captain Yashamar a hand out in Dallas. Wow. Let me tell you. Captain Yashamar is who Commander General Yohana has in charge in Dallas, Texas. This law we're about to describe is prevalent all throughout Texas. This is the law in Texas. This particular white man lives in Dallas, Texas. And he's going to inform you about something that you don't know about, but it has ruled most of your lives since the 1970s. It's called Title 4D. Title 4D. So he goes down to the court in Dallas, Texas, to the Title 4D court. That's child support court. Title 4D court. Go ahead and read. Go ahead and play.
4D courts. We have a statute in Texas. I printed it out somewhere, which basically says the courts are always to rule so as to maximize Title 4D reimbursements. Yeah. It doesn't say in the child's best interest.
There is a statute in the state of Texas that said that the court must rule always to enforce Title 4D reimbursement. You have to do it, meaning the judge doesn't have a choice. So many of you go to court and you're thinking, man, this judge is, against me. This judge is against black men. This judge is always on the side of women. That is not the case, Sam. That judge does not have a choice. There are laws put in place that says that the judge must rule in a way that makes sure that the state gets money from this case. So you know what that means? Let me first explain Title 4D. Then we'll go back to that, all right? Give me Title 4D to explain what it means. Title 4D is the law that says that the federal government will give the state the equal amount of money that a man has to pay in child support, or the defendant has to pay in child support. So meaning, the more money you pay in child support, the federal government gives the state that money. So if they charge you $400 a month, the state gets $400 a month. If they charge you $1,500 a month, the state gets $1,500 a month. Come on. Meaning this, the woman or the parent gets this amount. The state gets the equal amount. You understand? They get so now, as you're in court, you're thinking maybe they'll lower my child support. Maybe they'll give me a break because really I don't have a job and I can't pay it. There are so many celebrities where they charge them $3,000, $50,000 a month in child support, and the celebrity is cold. He don't make money anymore. The state is still going to charge him $50,000 because the state gets that money back, sister.
So the state matches the dollar.
Boom. Right. Now, this is how I found out about it. I forgot to send you this. Somebody got to find this. There was a basketball player that was paying his baby's mother $1 million in child support, but they weren't doing it through court. Someone find this for me. Just hear my words and find it on your goddamn phones. He paid this woman $1 million in child support, but they didn't go through the court. They did it brother to sister. They were co-parenting. They worked out among themselves. So, but then finally the woman wanted more money. Of course. You don't have it, D?
I have his name. Would you?
What's his name?
Tyrone Lamont Nesby.
Ooh, Tyrone Lamont Nesby. You give me his story. Tell me what happened.
Right here, just a brief summary. However, there is one fact that significantly varies this case from the average child support case. The player was ordered to pay nearly $1 million in arrears.
So he had $1 million in arrears because he's a basketball player. That was the order of the court. Go ahead.
According to court documents, Tyrone Lamont Nesby, a 34-year-old former NBA player, has been ordered by a federal
current judge. NBA player?
Former.
Yeah, you be in court wondering, well, damn, I don't have that job anymore.
It's another.
Please. Camera on it. Go ahead, whatever you got.
So lucky, sir. Former NBA player Eddie Curry paid $1 million in child support. When the child turned 18, the mother took him to court claiming she never received any money.
Now, this cat paid $1 million in child support. The child turned 18. The mother said, I never got anything from it. Go ahead.
Curry sent money directly to the mom and not to the state.
What did he do?
Send money directly to the mom and not to the state.
Brothers, let me tell you, so many of us, we're at a loss because we don't understand the laws of America, because the laws of America are designed to oppress blacks and Hispanics. And you walk into court with simply common sense. That doesn't work there, warrior. That's not what that place is based on. He gave the mother $1 million, paid it to her. Here's a check, cat. Here's a check for $200,000, $200,000, $200,000. She had it. She got to court and she said, I'm sure she went and bought a lawyer. Some lawyer told her about Title IV. She went to court and said, he never gave me anything. She was right. He never gave her anything. Listen carefully. Go ahead.
And not to the state.
Because he gave it to her. Because he gave it to her, he never gave her anything legally. Keep going.
So it was considered a gift.
A what?
A gift.
A what?
A gift.
If you hand your baby's mother money, you give her this for the pampers, this for the school, this for whatever you need for the kid. You have given her nothing legally. Nothing. Because the court must be involved. Because the judge must rule in favor of Title IV reimbursement. So if you hand her $1 million, the judge says you gave her nothing, and he doesn't have a choice. He can't say, well, this is wrong. I can't do this. And he's not a judge anymore. Because the state needs your child support money to fix potholes and to clean up the streets and to get rid of the trash. They need it. And it's a rule. And there's no way around it. A good judge can't do anything about it. Come on.
So when, well, not theoretically speaking, literally speaking, when a man is in prison for not paying child support, it is for not paying the state, not the woman.
Yes. Let me give you another thing that'll blow your damn mind head off. There's a law, I know it's in Florida, and I can all but guarantee it's in Texas. If you go to jail and you go to prison in Texas, someone look this up, please. Let's say they give you 7 years in jail and you get out in 3 years. You owe the state $50 for every day of your 7-year sentence. That's the law. So even though you got 7 years done, all of a sudden, good behavior, you change your life, you're out in a year and a half. The state is charging you $50 a day. There's a sister, a Hispanic sister, that went to prison out. She got 7 years for drugs. She turned her life around in a year and a half. She became a nurse. She got married. She had children. She opens the mail one day. She owes the state $127,000. That's a life sentence. She'll never make that in her life. Why? Because she gets charged for the amount of days of the 7 years. She wasn't even in that cell. Someone else was in that cell. She still has to pay because these streets won't get clean. The potholes won't get filled without oppressing you, sister. Give her a microphone, please.
If I'm not mistaken, September of
Give her the camera, please.
September of 2023, they actually raised it from 50 to 60 something.
Give her a hand.
I have an article here.
Officer. Give it to the officer. Go ahead.
Let me get this up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
There's an article here with WSVN.com, which is a Florida news station.
Mm-hmm.
I was floored, Taylor said. It's an astronomical number. It's another laughable. It's almost laughable. Taylor, 69, said he had not filed a lawsuit against the department and that he wasn't sure why he got the bill. Such cases stem from a Florida law that allows the state to charge inmates $50 a day to cover the cost of their incarceration. Or I believe this is it.
Yeah, even after you get out. So imagine you saying to yourself, I want to repent. I want to change. I want to be a better person. They say, fine, go home. You're a better person. You get your GED. You get a college degree in college, an associate's degree. You go home. 10 years later, you look up and get something in the mail. You owe the state $150,000. And now you can't change your life. You can't live a better life. This country only profits if you're a criminal, if you're a sinner. If you change, they lose money. They don't want you to change. They want you to get high. They want smoke shops at every turn. They want you to get high. They want you on drugs. They want you to be a criminal, or else the trash can't get picked up. The trash won't get picked up. Go back to child support. Now, this white man, he saw this because he knows the law. And he knows that it only affects you, this law. It affects you. Play the video of the good white man. Count it one time.
Interest is to reimburse Title 40. So they'll have black men lined up in the hallway going out to the street, and they're just putting them in jail. All of them are just going to jail. So I'll just hire, sometimes I just get so pissed off about this that, I just hire a lawyer and he signs a contract for $1 with these guys, and he just stands there all day and just represents these people and keeps them out of jail. It just pisses me off.
This is the white man trying.
We'll go down to the Title 4D court in Dallas, Texas, where the child support court, Title 4D, they're actually called Title 4D courts. We have a statute in Texas. I printed it out somewhere, which basically says the courts are always to rule so as to maximize Title 4D reimbursements. Yeah. It doesn't say in the child's best interest. It's to reimburse Title 4D. So they'll have black men lined up in the hallway going out to the street, and they're just putting them in jail. All of them are just going to jail. So I'll just hire, sometimes I just get so pissed off about this that, I just hire a lawyer, and he signs a contract for $1 with these guys, and he just stands there all day and just represents these people and keeps them out of jail. It just pisses me off. But here's the deal. They go.
That's a good white man. That's a good white man. Give him a hand. You remember that when you go take your ex to child support court. Do you understand what that means? I don't think you do. I'm going to try to make you understand it, all right? Why are you putting a man on child support, period, in so many cases? Who wants to give me, sisters, women out there in the world. You've met them before, right? Why are they even putting him on child support? She wants to tell the truth. Give her the microphone. Let's let her tell the truth. Go ahead.
They bitter.
Give her a hand. Yeah. The entire reason they're even doing it is to use the court system as a weapon to get back at him because he's not monogamous. Yeah. Because he's not monogamous. Why? Because he has no money. He doesn't have a job. He's a gang member and he gets high all day. So this court case will not actually get you money. That. Right. It didn't matter when it was time to have sex with him. Right. You were fine with that gang shit back then. But now that it's time to, to go to court, now you're upset about the lifestyle he leads. You're only taking him to court to use the court to punish him. Do you know what that means? Because he's Hispanic, because he's black, he's going to be oppressed. You know that. He's going to be oppressed. This won't get you money. This won't. He's going to go to jail. That. This doesn't, child support doesn't get your child money. It gets the baby's father in jail. Right. And your mother knew that about your father when she did it. That's what she wanted. There was poets that used to say, hell hath no fury as a woman scorned. A woman that gets left over another woman getting her man, a woman that is scorned and hurt because of monogamy has generational pain, and she takes it out on him in court. She does it. It hurts too deep. She takes it out on him in court. And that's what's been happening. This is what you might not have known. This entire state of Texas needs your husband to go to jail. It needs him to go to jail so that he can pay child support, so they can get matched the amount. And then when he's in jail, it needs him to pay $65 a day, even when he gets out.
Damn.
The potholes don't get filled without your man going to prison. Schools can't open up. The traffic lights don't work. You remember in Texas a little while ago, Texas had they got 3 snow flurries, shut the whole goddamn state down. They got the 3 snow flurries came down. Everyone died. You know what it is? You don't have any services. You don't got nobody putting salt on the damn street. No, there ain't no salt trucks. Texas got how much snow? An inch? An inch of snow. It shut this. Put the camera on, let him tell you. He know what he's talking about.
Shut the state down.
Yeah, tell everyone.
School, it wasn't going to work. Everything was shut down for weeks because of an inch and a half of snow.
Inch and a half of snow.
You couldn't even make a snow.
Yeah, you couldn't make a snowman, right? You couldn't make a snowman. Well, let me tell you why the state of Texas was crippled from an inch and a half of snow. Because they don't buy any salt, no trucks, no generators, no services that they provide to people to help them if there's an inch of snow. Well, they'll get the money for it. You can't see your father anymore, though. He has to go away. Warrior. Get him on camera. Go ahead.
With that being said, because this is also the I believe Texas has the most people in prison current to date.
Give him a hand. How did I forget that? Yeah, you're right. The most people in prison. Go ahead.
So with that being said, where is this money going? Because there's people in prison.
Yeah, that's a good question. Eh? That's a good question. Now. Give him a hand, right? Let me hip you to something about state money in Texas. The money in Texas is going to Fort Hood.
Right.
You understand? The money in Texas is going to the military, to the police, right? If you go and rob somebody in Texas and go and try to kidnap somebody, or there's going to be a robot that comes to your house to kill you. You remember that story? That happened in Texas. Some nigga went in there and robbed somebody, and he wanted a pizza, and a robot came to bring him the pizza, and the robot had a pizza box filled with C4 and killed him. That happened in Texas. You see, the money in taking that was in Dallas, Texas. The water, Dallas, Texas. You got a gun. You say, "I'm not coming out, coppers." You go in there, all of a sudden, you say, you hungry? A robot comes to bring you a big old box of pizza. In the pizza box is C4 explosives and blew the nigga sky high. That's where the money goes. Yeah, all this, to fight terrorism here in Texas. To fight all the terrorism. Like Osama bin Laden never heard of damn Killeen, Texas. To fight terrorism, the police, those cars they got, they're so fast. You know, all of the military, the money that they take from you in child support court is not going to buy salt for the road. It's going to the military. And there is no politician that would dare come against the military in Texas. Never, because he won't win the next election.
Right.
I'm just telling you straight as I can for you young brothers, all right? Get the warrior right here.
The water, sir.
Go ahead.
Shalom.
Get him on camera.
So I was watching the debate with Captain Zarak and Tommy Sotomayor, and a brother had called in And Captain Zarek asked him about his situation. He said, well, I'm paying child support and I'm still going to see my kids for visitation. And then Captain Zarek made a statement. He said, you pay child support and you still have them staying with you and you go get them? And he was like, yes. He said, if it was me, I wouldn't be dealing with the children at all if I had to pay child support. And the brother was like, well, I can't do something like that, not see my kids. And then Captain Zarek made a statement. He said, you doing that is showing the kids that you're willing to take abuse and pay for it. And I just wanted you, if you could, to expound on it, because even me being in the school, sir, it was hard for me to hear. So if you could expound such like.
Someone look up the word for me. I need you to find for me. What he's saying is absolutely true. I got to wrap this up, all right? Now, you got to tell me when to end the class. I'm going to keep going until you tell me not to.
It's about, you wrap that topic. We got.
Okay, everybody good with this? Let me get on this. Knock, come on.
If I could, the heavy thing is the woman always says not enough.
It never is. Because it's not about the money.
Right.
That's something brothers don't understand.
So like you said, what would you like me to look up?
I want the word integrity in the Psalms or in the Proverbs. Let me give you, first of all, give a hand to Captain Tazar Yak. He's the captain in charge of New York headquarters, Jerusalem, under Commandant General Yohana. And what Captain Tazar Yak said is that if a woman had him on child support, and if he was court ordered to give her money, he would not go see the child. He would pay the money. Now, Captain Tazar Yak is One West. Now, this is a hard concept for people to understand who are not One West, because people who are not in the UPK do not understand how hard it is to maintain integrity, to maintain your courage. Raise your hand if your father was a drug addict. Raise your hand if your father was someone that people felt sorry for. A lot of us look at our father and we look at him and he might have been a drunk. He might have been a drug addict. He might have been someone that when you look at him, you don't feel he's strong. You pity him. You don't know how your father ended up like that. Let me help you with the love of your father right now. Let me help you to forgive your father. Your father went through a systematic oppression here in America that weared away at him. It starts about what age? 13, 15? When you start to just feel emasculated and pushed and pushed. Sometimes it makes the news when a black man just won't let a cop frisk him. He can't take it anymore. Get your fucking hands off me. He can't take it anymore. He can't take the feeling of constantly being emasculated from 13 years old. And it just keeps coming and coming and coming. And then one day he has a baby boy. And now he's happy. And he wants to raise this boy like a man. But he's poor. And he's on drugs. And he's not monogamous. And now he loses his children. And now he goes into a courtroom where some devil tells him that you have to pay money that you do not have for this child. And every day he's going to have to lose his job. Sisters, you might not know this, but when a man gets a child support ruling against him, he loses his job because of the child support hearing. Why? Because he loses his driver's license when he gets the hearing. So he can't drive anymore. So he's not at work anymore. The child support police, the sheriff, come to his job. He goes to jail for 60 days. What happens when there is no job? Because he constantly gets fired. I thought it was for the child. Child support makes him lose money, so he can't give it to the child. So now this is 10 years. 10 years of this. Captain Tazar Yak, being One West like he is, he knows that sometimes, warrior, a man must do something to meet his heart. And so because this judge months, here's your money, but these feet belong to me.
Right.
I'm not coming over. I'm not showing up. Give him the camera, if you don't mind.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 23 to chapter 33, verse 20. As long as thou livest.
As what?
As long as thou livest.
As what?
As long as thou livest.
Someone look up the word integrity. As long as thou livest. Go ahead.
And have breath in thee.
And have breath in you. Go ahead.
Give not thyself over to any.
Don't give yourself to anyone. I'm not doing it. Your Honor, what do you want? You want $5,000 a month. Okay, I don't have that. You want $400 in arrears. You want, all together it's $1,000. I don't have it, but I'll have to give it to you. And when I can't give it to you, I'm going to jail for 6 months. Is that your order? Did the judge order me to be there for your birthday party? I'm not coming. Did the judge order me to be there for your basketball party? For your basketball and for your football? For your graduation? But I'm not doing it because that wasn't in the judge's order. I'm not giving myself over. Bitch, you're getting the money, and so is the state of Texas. You see, but these feet, they go where they want to go. And they're not showing up for birthdays. They're not being there for football and basketball. They're not being there for graduation day. You want money, you get it, but you don't get a father. You decide. Because I cannot be a man if I don't keep some part of myself. And I would be no father to let my son see a broken man. I've seen that. I've seen that up. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see some piece of a man in front of you every day. Some piece of a man. It's better not to see a man. Then one day you might see a man. Precept, let thy children seek after thee. You going straight there. I'm giving the microphone. I'm gonna get, please, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For it is that thy children should seek to thee.
Where's the brother that asked the question? Is that right under integrity? Ever give yourself to someone as long as you have breath inside of you. For it is better that thy children seek after thee. Right. Meaning what? Instead of me going to the basketball practice, right, instead of me showing up to the birthday party, instead of me being there when they graduate, it's better that they come find their daddy. Will take away your integrity.
That's right.
They'll get rid of it. You won't have it anymore. Why? Because you love those children, don't you? Some of you out there, you marry a woman who has kids, don't you? And what do? Now the kids call you daddy, don't they? Now they call you daddy. Now you're there with them. You know, their father, he ain't shit. But I'm a real man, so I'll be there for them. Not like they're no shit daddy is. Then one day the woman finds out that you're not monogamous and she leaves you and you'll go, but I thought you need me for the kids. The kids call me daddy. Come to find out the kids don't want you and she don't want you either. Yeah, you know what? You should have maintained your integrity on it. You should have did that. Knock the microphone in the yeah, give that. That's a perfect precept. Yeah, right. Children are your oppressors. Say again? Go ahead.
Google definition of integrity. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles.
Having what?
Strong moral principles.
You see, Captain Tazariaka, he's going west. It could hurt your feelings. And listen, maybe your situation ain't like that. Do your thing. And no one is telling you not to love your children, but I have to maintain my huevos, my cojones. I'll have them before I have anything else, because I'm not going to let my children see what I saw growing up. That ain't happening. Please, got this up. Give him the microphone. Give him the camera.
Better is it that thy children should seek to thee than that thou standest to their courtesy.
Read that again and make it lay it down nice and flat, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
For better is it that thy children should seek to
Here's
thee.
what's better. It's better. Give me the camera. It's better that your children will say, I want to see my daddy. Hey, mom, who's my daddy? Hey, mom, who's my father? Hey, mom, I want to meet my father. I never knew my father. Where was my father my whole life? It's better that your children will go on Facebook, go on Instagram, and find you. That's better. Come on.
Than that thou should stand to their courtesy.
Then that you should stand to their courtesy. I'm here for your basketball game. I'm here for your birthday. I'm here to teach you ride a bike. What are you doing? Serving them? Right. Let them search you out. Go 18 years. Let me tell you something about that bitch of your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend. Once those kids that hate you now, once they get a taste of their mother, they're going to hate her. Right. That's what's going to happen. They're going to get to be about 18 years old, sometimes 16, once she feels like, if you have a daughter, 16, she'll start to feel like her mother is scared of her sexually. Once her breasts get big, then the mom will think that her boyfriend wants her, and the mom will hate her because her breasts are big and her body is better than her mother's, and the boyfriends want the daughter. Then the mom will hate the daughter, and then the mom will say, "Where's my dad?" on Facebook. And then before you know it, she'll find you. And she'll say, Dad, you were never in my life. Right. You were never around. Right. And then got this out, give him the camera.
In all thy
wait,
works.
hold up. Go ahead. Now, go ahead.
In all thy works.
And what?
In all thy works.
And in all your works, go ahead.
Keep to thyself the preeminence.
And in all your works, keep to yourself the preeminence. There is a thing in me that has to be more important than the children. It has to be. Or else some bitch or some court will use those children to take away my courage. Right. And I can't have that. I have to keep it. I have to have it. It is preeminent to me. It is most important to me. Yataza, come on.
The definition of preeminence. The fact of surpassing all others.
Read it again.
The fact of surpassing all others.
Yeah, because I love my kids. I love my wives too. But not more important than my balls.
Right.
That's everything. Give me the Mexican phrase that means only balls can lead. Right. It's a Mexican phrase. Is Yatazak out there? I mean, not Yatazak. Yashikar. There's a Mexican phrase that I love that means only balls lead. You can't lead if you don't have balls. Come on.
So like this, if I'm not mistaken, is tienes que tener huevos.
Say it again.
Tienes que tener huevos.
Tienes, slower.
Tienes
que tener huevos. Tienes que tener huevos. Tienes que tener huevos. What does that mean?
You have to have balls.
You have, give him a hand. Tienes que tener huevos. Tienes que tener huevos. Tienes que tener huevos. Yataza.
And leave not a stain in thine honor.
Leave not a stain in your honor, brother. Listen, I love the kids too. I love basketball games, cake parties. What else do they do? The kids do all types of football, You know, all kinds of shit. The kids love to do. Hey, listen, it's beautiful. I know the graduations, forget about that. You better show up to that or else you're Satan. You don't show up to that 8th grade graduation, you are Satan. Yeah. Tienes que tener huevos. I have to keep my balls. I got it according to God. According to the Bible. Now you do your thing. You know, I understand. That's up to you. No one, just so you understand, no one will look down on you if you are being taken to court for child support and you are still going over there to see this child. I will just wonder why this mother doesn't see what a good father you are and why she isn't taking you off child support. That's all. Right. I won't fault the man for doing this, but I will look at your baby's mother like she's a dirty, dog-headed bitch because she does not take a man who is paying child support in court and doing things that the judge didn't say he had to do. You're going to make me hate your baby's mother. So as long as you are fine with that, I'm fine with it also. Next topic.
All right, General, we have earthquakes real fast. If you would like,
one in Luke.
Tackle that.
One in Luke, all right?
Luke 21.
Once again, there was an earthquake in New York. They felt that in New Jersey, in Philadelphia, all the way to Delaware. A 4.8, what's it called?
4.8 earthquake, Richter scale.
Richter scale.
Yeah.
4.8 on the Richter scale earthquake. They felt it from Maryland to New Jersey. They felt that earthquake. And of course, Monday is the solar eclipse. Has a lot of you IUIC members scared to death. Christians, you scared to death. All right. Well, it's supposed to scare you. Give me Luke, the one I asked for in Luke.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
And what?
And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
The Bible says great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. What's diverse? Different. You expect the earthquake in Malaysia, don't you? Thailand, California. You expect the earthquake. You're going to feel earthquakes, brother, where you don't expect it. Right. I remember I was in Philadelphia and they had an earthquake. I said, what in the hell is this? They had one in D.C. They was running outside in their drawers in D.C. Running outside. Who in the hell knew what was happening? They're not used to that. You get my point. California, they might take it a little better because they're used to it. But in New York, they're not used to no goddamn earthquake. In New York, well, you're going to see that in the last days. You're going to see earthquakes in diverse places. That is a direct sign of the coming of our King, Jesus Christ. Right. When things happen to make you feel a feeling that you never feel without this. Sinners in the world, they never feel the fear of God. They never feel it. So you and I in the UPK, we have a conscience. So we feel that. We feel the feeling like, damn, this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. I have to stop doing this. This is wrong according to the Bible. Out there, the earth has to shake for them to care about God. They don't care. The sun has to come across the moon in some way. Or else they don't even acknowledge the existence of God in their personal life without a cataclysmic event. Those events are coming, young man. Don't worry. God is going to get your attention. He'll do it. I assume the crack epidemic and the AIDS epidemic, that wasn't good enough for you. No problem. Look up. Right. Now he'll have your attention. Feel the ground moving under your feet. Now he'll have your attention. He's going to do what he has to do to get you to pay attention to him. Read it again.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
Go ahead.
And famine and pestilence.
And what? And famine. That's happening right now in Palestine. Those children are just starving to death over there in Palestine. And they're going to starve all over the world. There's going to be so much heat and famine, and the sun will dry up all the crops, and there won't be enough rain, and pestilence and plagues and bugs will just be everywhere, and they'll devour the food that you had planned for your children to eat. But that food is going to be gone. Now he has your attention. Now you realize that he's in charge of life and death. AIDS, for some reason, didn't teach you that lesson. Drug addiction didn't show you anything. When 1 inch of snow shut down Texas, that didn't make you fear God. It was 1.5 inches of snow. You were sitting in your house with no power for 30 days. 1.5 inches of snow. That didn't tell you, damn, what if it was 3 inches of snow?
Yeah.
That did nothing? Okay. Well, then the earthquake is next. Well, then the extreme heat is next. Extreme cold is next. The Most High God will make you pay attention to him. He'll do it. He'll do it. Please.
So like, if I could, can brothers and sisters hop off the Wi-Fi so we can get a better stream going? We got a weak signal.
No,
so if you're on the Wi-Fi, just disconnect till the class is over.
I appreciate it. Give him a second to do it. Oh, let me do it myself. Okay, everyone get off the Wi-Fi like the brother said, all right? All right, next. Let me keep going.
And pestilences.
And what?
And pestilences.
Pestilence. Pestilence is like pests or bugs, roaches, mice, cicadas, everything that comes and eats food that you want your children to eat. Well, you don't have it anymore because the bugs ate it. The mice ate it. The rats. I come up from the East Coast in Philadelphia and New York. Y'all don't have rats down here, do you? Y'all got some rats? Jesus Christ. You know what I'm talking about. Up in New York, brother, it's rats up there. It's hard for me to explain to y'all. You say, whose dog is that?
Right.
Whose dog is that? That's a rat eating other rats. Go ahead.
No, say, sir, I was just about to see there. I'm like, no, you don't have rats compared to y'all.
Y'all ain't got those.
You got they mice compared to y'all.
They
y'all
mice,
got some massive spinner rats out there.
He's telling the truth. Listen, I'm from the East Coast, brother. You go in Harlem. I spend half of my week in Harlem. And you're going to see rats up there. You think, how is this possible to live with this thing here that just crossed the street right here in front of me? And outside a restaurant. And this is how bad the rats are in New York. You up there, you in the restaurant. You standing in line. Rats are running between your feet. Listen, and you still order the food. That's it. You just think, damn, God, damn, all right. I'll have the number 3. Listen, that's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. You give you out the zone. Go ahead.
Like sir, this is an article from Fox. It says the U.S. is now to face extremely rare cicada Mageddon. As 2 generations of over 100 trillion cicadas will emerge together for the first time since 1803, the week after April 8th solar eclipse.
The week, you've given my hand. The week after the solar eclipse, after Monday, there's going to be cicada Armageddon. Because cicadas, there's a group that come out every 25 years, another group that come out every 20 years. They're going to come out on the same day, a week after the solar eclipse. The Most High will find a way to get your attention. He's going to do it. He's trying all the time. He's trying to make you say, maybe my life doesn't belong to me. Maybe my body doesn't belong to me. It's so hard to make you realize your body isn't yours. You brothers, you think your penis is yours, right? You think whatever makes your penis hard is what your penis should get. You sisters, you think whatever your body wants, my body, my choice, I should get. I should have abortions. Why? Because it's my body. It's my body. That is the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard when a woman says that abortion is right because it's her body. The argument for abortion is the exact same argument for slavery. There's no difference in it. Now you remember that when you go out on the street next week. If you have to battle about abortion, what will a woman say? What will she say? This is my body, my choice. My body is my property. It's mine. It's mine. No one should tell me what to do. And then you'll say, but the baby is a living life and you should care about the baby. No. The baby's inside my body. So I decide. Why do you think slave plantation owners thought they owned you?
Right.
Because you were their property. And guess what the one battle, there's a word that the South, including Texas, would always use for the battle against abolition, against the North trying to end slavery. Why was slavery wrong? Because slavery was against what? Who can figure this word?
Freedom.
Give him a hand. Slavery was against freedom. Those slave masters, that was their property. Right. You can't come take away their property. Who are you to do that? Now you have women going out and saying that their body is theirs. And this is my freedom to have an abortion. That's what slave masters thought. Come to find out, it's wrong when your freedom infringes on someone else's freedom. That child also has freedom. That slave has freedom. Your freedom can't infringe on other people. You see, when this world never gets the hint, it never feels compassion. It never feels mercy. So the Lord will shake your buildings and shake your homes and send cicadas and rats and roaches and mice to make you realize you're not as powerful as you think.
That's right.
Keep going.
Kevin,
I'm sorry.
Kevin Yadazak sent a video about these earthquakes.
Please.
Like it.
Say it.
It's not.
You good to go? Let me know when you're ready.
These and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven.
Fearful sights. Oh man. Monday, what's gonna happen? It's gonna get dark, I guess, in the middle of the day.
All right.
It's dark, y'all. Let's get under the bed, I guess. Go ahead.
Since IUIC gonna be having a Passover at the solar, because they're gonna start it at sundown or at the eclipse.
When they call me, I'll ask them. When the IUIC members call me, I'll ask them when y'all gonna do it. What's the question again?
Nah, that's because they got their Passover for the sundown.
Right.
So it's gonna be the sundown of the eclipse.
Oh.
Or the sundown at
the normal sundown. I'll ask. I don't know. I don't know what the hell they doing.
Good night.
I'll ask. That's all I can do. Young warrior in the back. Come on.
So when you said that your freedom cannot infringe on others, is that the same with as a transgender trying to get others to believe that is a man when it's really a woman?
The transgender, okay, that doesn't really infringe on your freedom, but abortion does take away the right of life and liberty to the child, which is constitutional, the right to life and liberty. The child can't have life and liberty because the woman has freedom to kill it. Well, a slave master, he can't have a farm because you are his slave. And so if you take away his slaves, his farm fails. So you, in essence, directly, the end of slavery took away life and liberty from slave masters because their farm failed. Their plantation went under. They lost their freedom to have life and liberty. Well, a woman has freedom to not have a baby. A slave master had freedom to have a farm and to have a business. Listen, at the end of slavery, many people wanted to give the slave owners reparations. Look this up in your phone. There was many laws that were said, maybe if we'll give them reparations for the loss of property, then we could end slavery without the South seceding from the North. Down here in Texas, boy, let me tell you, you had a cat down here, a white man named Sam Houston. Sam Houston was like among white men, he was trying to be a good white man because he was not as zealous about slaves as other white men were in Texas. He believed, he understood what abolitionists were saying. He understood that these black people had some rights and our rights shouldn't supersede theirs. The other white people in Texas hated him, and at the end, they excluded him and gave him control over one thing. Who can guess what it was? The prison system. That's what they gave Sam Houston. At the end of the Civil War, he was in charge of the prison system since he loved black people so much. And then, of course, they made the 13th Amendment, which put everyone back in slavery, but now they're called convicts and prisoners. And Sam Houston was in charge of it because he was considered to be kind and understanding to the right of slaves. The right of abortion and the right of slavery is the same. It's the exact same argument. It's no different at all. These women have a right over their bodies. These slave masters have a right over their property. But these women will have to kill the baby and take away their right to exercise the right of their body. These slave masters will have to lose their right of property for these slaves to have their right to be free. You're going to have to get rid of freedom in both cases for someone else to be free. You understand? It's the exact same argument. In the Black and Hispanic community, it's really not relevant because Black people who believe in abortion, they know they're killing that baby. White people think they're not killing the baby. Black people know they're doing it, but they think they just have to because they want to be, I guess, a nurse's aide or some shit. You know, I don't know what they think.
Right.
You know, they got to kill this baby,
That's
I guess,
how
to
you
be
do
a nurse's aide. Sister, microphone.
I grew up around in my family, or just is the Karite and Judites who use it as a form of birth control.
Give her a hand. Yeah. In the Black community, abortion is birth control. And so they have to have the abortion. Why? Because sex is meaningless. And you have that with whoever you want. So that means you get pregnant by anybody and it don't matter. And now you're pregnant. So you just have an abortion. Why? Because I guess you want to be a nurse's aide. I wish that baby that you killed would know that you killed that baby to be a receptionist.
Damn.
Or a nurse's aide.
Making 45.
Why'd you kill me, mommy? Well, because I wanted to do nails. And I had to kill you or else I wouldn't be able to go to beautician school. What did you do? You killed that baby to what? Change diapers? I think you might have been able to do it with a little integrity. Right. I think you might have been able to make it, baby girl, all right? Come on, Kamar.
So like you said, just to add on, so how the oppressor tries to manipulate abortion within our community. We can't forget about how the scientists and how the medical experts use the fetuses to develop all kinds of other medicines or use it for research purposes and to promote them doing and thinking that it's not that bad.
It's like the child support system, isn't it? They need women to have abortions so they can use that fetus like an ingredient in a pie. They take that fetus and do everything with that fetus. The white man, he knows how to make use of something else. And he needs you to have abortions. He needs you to go to jail, sister. And I get you. Say your name again in the back. Kanar. Say your name again. Kahan Gabar, sister.
Slovakia, less than 10% of women who do have abortions are the ones that are like incest or rape. That number is not extremely high at all.
Yeah, give her a hand. Let me tell you something. That's another myth. Right. That's another myth about abortion. Listen, if your baby is from incest, have an abortion. If your baby is from child molestation, have one. Have it. Now that we're done with 1% of women,
Right.
let's move on.
There we go.
If your baby's father, if your baby is from your daddy, have an abortion. If you've been raped, have an abortion. Now that we're done with 1%, let's move on to the 99%. Can we do that? All right, Kanagabar.
So just real quick, it's just heavy, like what he was bringing out as far as these sisters promoting abortion. I think what's the sister name? Glorilla. Like she
Damn, how'd I forget that, Yatas?
Right.
Come on, you supposed to be reminding me of that. You over there.
Her sister comes out
Go
and
ahead.
says she has a membership at Planned Parenthood.
That's what Tazaryak told me. Tazaryak told me yesterday that Glorilla said she has a membership at Planned Parenthood. And I just want those babies to be able to say, Mama, you killed me so you can rap.
Right.
You needed your freedom to rap.
Right.
You had to rap it. You know, you can rap with a pregnant belly.
Right.
I don't know if you knew that.
Sexy Red.
Yes, say it again. Sexy Red did it. Listen, let me tell you something. You could go to college with a baby on your lap.
Right.
You could do it. And maybe the teacher will go, look at her integrity. Let me help her out with something. Let me give her some resources. She's in here every day with a baby on her lap. You killed your child for what? My neck. I'm about to say my neck and my back. That ain't real. My ribs, they hate that shit out. My ribs think I'm older. Because all I know is my neck and my back. It's gonna pop you up, put it like this. Say your body don't stop. That's all I know. Okay. What did Sexy Red say? Glorilla.
Glorilla said Cubans on Cubans.
I ain't never heard that in my life.
It's all about this. Get them going.
I don't know what in the hell you even talking about.
You said Sexy Red, you talking about my booty hole wrong?
There you go. Yeah, I know that one.
He said Sexy Red. Oh, he said her booty hole wrong.
The pink and the brown. That's it. Okay, now you jogging my memory. Let me tell you something. Come on, who said something? Go ahead.
She always said, F my baby daddy.
That's what she said. All right, listen. You can, you don't know. Your booty hole can be many colors with a child. You can have a child and your booty hole be all kinds of colors. You don't need to kill the child. It's 9 months. Listen, after 9 months, your mom is going to raise the baby anyway.
Damn. Right.
I mean, what are we even talking about? So we're talking about 9 months until you pass that baby to grandma. Your booty hole can be all the colors it wants. Tell the child that that's why he's dead, because of your booty hole colors for 9 months. Officer, what's your name?
I'm sorry, y'all want to say.
Ayala one. Go ahead.
There's another Memphis rapper. Her name is Blockiana. And
I've never heard that in my life.
Blockiana, yeah.
Blockiana.
In a music video that recently came out, she's literally eating the baby as a dance move as a part of the music video. She's like,
what does that mean?
Throwing the baby away.
Throwing it away.
Throwing the baby away.
An actual physical baby?
No, but it's like in the
Oh,
dance
she's
move.
saying like,
Yeah, talking about how she aborted that kid.
Oh.
She gets pregnant. Yeah, it's literally the lyrics.
well, listen, that baby is dead, and I've never heard of her.
Right.
So the rapping ain't working.
It must not be.
No.
Well, once again, I mean, a lot of sisters who have had abortions, you don't realize it now because you're young, and because your mother told you to do it, because your grandmom told you to do it. But there's so much pain that comes from the knowledge of that when you get older. Brothers, you know that if you've ever unalived somebody. You brothers that have shot someone or unalived someone, it's not like the rappers say it is. No, it's not the same. It's something that just can drive you crazy. It's something that can make you turn yourself in. It can do that. Well, before you know it, you just say, I'm turning myself in because I can't stand this anymore. And women think that they can have an abortion and just do like their aunts tell them to do and go ahead and pop their body like this and go ahead and do this. Baby girl's not that easy. All right. You might need someone to help you with this in the past. Here's the gospel of Christ. You can come in the UPK, and just like a man who has taken a life, a woman who has taken a life can be born again.
That's right.
And that's the grace of this school. Martin Luther King. I think that's it. Martin Luther King. We're done now. Right or wrong, Warrior? Now, that's him right here. You see him up there on the screen, right? Martin Luther King. Raise your hand if you've seen this before. Oh, this is a long time coming. Let me tell you something. Look up the pursuit to make Martin Luther King's birthday a national holiday. This statute was the culmination of the movement to make Martin Luther King's birthday a national holiday. This statue went up to celebrate that. Can you find that for me, Warrior? Martin Luther King's national holiday. Oh, it's been going on, I think, since the 70s. Since the 70s, the tribe of Judah, that's the tribe that I'm from, the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah has been trying to make a holiday for Martin Luther King since the 70s. Was there a Mexican leader like that? Maybe Chavez, right? Julio Cesar Chavez or Pancho Villa. You know, every tribe has some leader that they think, you know, we have to fight to give him a holiday. Come on, Warrior. Cordoba, who's the one for the Cubans? Che Guevara. He wasn't Cuban. He wasn't a Monetite, but the Cubans love Che Guevara. Well, Martin Luther King is the tribe of Judah, Che Guevara. The tribe of Judah's Julio Cesar Chavez, or this one I just mentioned, I forget the name already. He's a Judite figure, a Negro figure, that all of our hopes are behind white people recognizing him. We need white people to recognize him. You have what I need?
I believe so.
Go ahead.
This is history.com. This is an article titled
"See me with the chaser, if you don't mind."
The Fight for Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
That's all I need. Go ahead. What? Just the chasers.
I'll start a little bit above.
Go ahead.
It says, when his first bill failed, Conyers was undaunted. Conyers would persist.
You don't have dates on this?
Yes, right.
Go ahead.
I have a date right here. One of the few black people.
One second, Yashikar is let me know. Hold up. This is from Yashikar. The term that I'm looking for is solamente huevos dan ordines. Ordenes. Right. Solamente huevos dan ordines. Any Yashikar in here know what I'm talking about? Solamente. Sister, you know what I'm talking about? Go ahead. Give her the microphone. Solamente huevos dan ordenes. Am I pronouncing it right? Give it to me.
Oh, God.
So say, let me hear you say it. Ooh. Solamente huevos dan ordenes. Dan, D-A-N. Ordentes. O-R-D-E-N-E-S.
This is a man referring to
Of course, a man. Correct. Of course. Of course.
So I would have to read it.
Okay.
I would have to read it.
Solamente huevos. Let us see. Okay, go ahead. Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
There we go.
Solamente. Go ahead. What does that say?
Solamente.
Oh, so like you said, want me to translate it?
Please.
Okay.
Just say. Let me hear how you say it in Spanish.
Solamente huevos dan órdenes.
Dan. Say that last word.
Dan.
The one after that.
Órdenes.
Órdenes. Órdenes. Solamente dan órdenes. Solamente dan órdenes. Solamente dan órdenes. Solamente dan órdenes. Gracias. Solamente dan órdenes. Only balls. The term is only balls give orders.
Right.
I like that one, y'all.
Right.
Only balls give orders.
That's right.
Solamente dan órdenes. Solamente dan órdenes. And the names he had is Pancho Villa. This one is hard. Emiliano Zapata. What's Zapata's first name? Emiliano Zapata. Say it again.
Emiliano.
Emiliano. Emiliano. Emiliano Zapato. Emiliano Zapato. Emiliano Zapato. Emiliano Zapato. Solamente huevos dan órdenes. Órale. All right. All right. Well, listen. Hold on. Let me tell you one more time. Solamente huevos dan órdenes. That's why I'm not going to see them damn kids. Damn them. And damn their mama. Why? Solamente huevos dan orden. You can forget that shit. So welcome. Not that you can't go do it. You can go do it. That's up to you.
Right.
It happens. The birthday is coming. All right, go ahead.
Kind of want to count this.
Now, put it back up on the screen. So you have the.
Yeah, I have the article.
Go ahead.
The first push for a holiday honoring King took place 4 days after his assassination.
Damn. When did Martin Luther King get assassinated? 69, 68?
68, sir.
1968. He was shot. 4 days after that, they've been trying to deify him, to make him a god, to give him a national birthday since 1968. Go ahead.
Counter one count. John Conyers, then a Democratic congressman from Michigan, took to the floor of Congress to insist on a federal holiday in King's honor. However, the request fell on deaf ears.
No one wanted to hear that shit back then in the 68 hour. They didn't care about it. I remember, so every senator, every congressman was against giving him a national holiday. Go ahead.
One of the few black people in Congress, Conyers had been an active member of the civil rights movement for years. He had visited Selma, Alabama, in support of King in the 1965 Freedom Day, one of several mass voter registration events in which large numbers of African Americans attempted to register to vote despite local defiance and armed intimidation.
March after march, beating after beating. When did they finally make it a holiday?
15 years later.
15 years later, it became a holiday. Give me when the statue came up.
The tide finally turned in the early 1980s.
Damn. From 68 to the early 1980s. You know how many police beatings took place in that time? Right. How many marches, how much fighting took place from 1968 to the early 80s. Then finally, what did they get? When did the statue come up?
In 1983, as civil rights movement veterans gathered in Washington to commemorate the 20th anniversary.
Show me the statue.
Oh, kind of.
I think I got that. When did the statue come out? Oh. So they finally made Martin Luther King's birthday a national holiday. Does everyone know about that birthday song from Stevie Wonder?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. That is Martin Luther King's song. That's where that song comes from. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. That's the song that they made to celebrate not your cousin's birthday, but Martin Luther King's birthday. The tribe of Judah just took it and now they sing it, you know, for your cousin's birthday, for the kid's birthday. But that is a song from the 80s that Stevie Wonder made to try to get Martin Luther King's birthday to become a national holiday. He did it. Blind and all, he did it. It happened. It's a national holiday today. You got off last year, right, for Martin Luther King's birthday, whenever it was. You got off. And they made this statue when? Who knows?
I'm looking for it now. So.
Put it up on the screen. That's all I need. 2011. With more marching, more fighting, more congressmen and senators and presidents. Who was president in 2011? Obama. You had to fight for him to get in there. Obama. Then they said they also going to put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. I'm sure that's coming. Eventually. Well, there's a lot of fighting in politics to get this statue done.
Right.
And to get this birthday done. Wait, let me show you the statue. Now, you got it up on the screen fully. Let me know because I'll break it down for you. There is nothing more poetic about the Black struggle in America, Black politics, the Black civil rights movement, than the Martin Luther King statue. You have it? You see this statue right here? This statue was designed in China.
Damn,
It was meaning the person that designed it. designed it in China. The stone that it's made out of is stone from China. The workmen that took the stone out of the rock in China were Chinese. They brought this Chinese stone designed by a Chinese artist, worked on by Chinese masons. They took this Chinese stone and they shipped it to America. Chinese workmen in America put the stone together to the specifications of the Chinese artists who put Chinese stone together in Washington, D.C. And it's a monument to the struggle of Black people. There is nothing more poetic than this. This is civil rights. This is you fighting for 40 years so that workers in Beijing can get jobs,
right,
to go and get rock out of a Chinese mountain. Take that rock, and an artist in China designs it. Those workers flew to America. Do you understand what that effing means? The workers, they flew them from China to DC to put it together in DC. The artist is Chinese. The stone is Chinese. The people who got the job to put it up were the people they flew in from China. You would think that, okay, let's say you have to get Chinese stone. Let's say you have to get a Chinese artist. There's no Black people in DC that could put it together. Right. That could just, take the stone and put it together in DC.
Right.
No. Warrior.
So like you, sir, it's so poetic because the Million Man March was a march for jobs.
Yes. The March on Washington is what he means.
Yeah, come on.
The March on Washington, I have a dream. Black girls and white girls should hold hands. Free at last, free at last. That was a march for jobs. And to celebrate him, you go to China because there's no stone in America, I'm sure. You don't have rocks over here.
Right.
You go to China, you get Chinese rocks, Chinese artists, Chinese sculptors. Fly them from China to DC to put together this Chinese rock from a Chinese artist, and they put it up, and Black people say, we did it.
Damn.
We in Chocolate City now. We did it. I don't think we did do it. I don't think that's something that we did. If you believe in voting, this is what voting gets you. You get the feeling of accomplishment. The Chinese get the money. You understand? The Chinese get the money. There is nothing more poetic about voting or the civil rights movement as the Martin Luther King statue. But I'm saying, you go home and look it up on your goddamn phone and see if what I'm saying is not true. Every word of it. They flew workmen in to put it in DC who were Chinese. They wouldn't found a sculptor in China. The effing stone comes from China. The stone. They flew it in. And who runs the businesses in your neighborhood? Who sells you chicken wings? Who owns your apartment, your car wash, everything? See, that's the civil rights movement now. That's the civil rights movement. Me, myself, I don't vote, but I also don't smoke weed.
Right.
And I don't eat pork.
Right.
And I don't unalive people. And I don't assault women. And I don't assault children because I understand that my righteousness gets more work done than voting.
That's right.
I understand that. You good? Got this up. Camera. Damn.
Another one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Are you?
Got this up. Give him a hand. I'm trying to.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Well, Yatazak, I spent my career studying folly and the reason thereof. I've studied why men make mistakes. I've studied that because I've served at the pleasure of Commanding General Yohana. And I've seen so many great men fall who were above me. Men like Ricard Shiar, men that you know him, men like Nate. Nate was above me in the truth. I was far below Nate, nasty Nate of the IUIC when I came into the school. He was in the school, but he was above me. And so many other men were above me, and I've watched them fall, all of them. And I began to study them years ago on how did they fall. Knock.
What was his name?
Ricard Shiar. I don't know. It's probably so. That name is familiar, but it's so many of them. It's so many of them. I used to call them sir. I used to say sir to them. I'd move at their orders. Commander General Yohana was so far above me, I never even talked to him. There was a nation of men. It was Commander General Yohana up here out of New York. I was in Philly down here. I never talked to him, never spoke to him. I'd be afraid to talk to him. Lo and behold, everyone between me and Commander General Yohana fell. All of them. And now there's me. That's what happened. So I began to just research and try to understand how did so many men fall. When I revered them, I looked up to them. And I began to research it up and research men, folly and the reason thereof. That's a biblical phrase, all right? And I learned about a thing. This is one thing I learned, which you should learn if you want to be an officer in the UPK. You have to figure out, are you an asshole? Assholes don't last long in here. You can't be an asshole with the children. They around?
I'm good, sir. I'm good, sir.
Okay, so like they are. This how y'all. This how y'all talk to them in the house anyway. We're different. Why stop now? You're an asshole. That's not the first time we heard that. Okay, let me give you a proper way to say it. You are a pocket tyrant. In my research, I began to realize that the men above me, in between myself and Commanding General Yohana, they were pocket tyrants. Look up what a tyrant is. A tyrant is a evil man who just wants power and control, and you have to do what he tells you to do, and whoever doesn't obey him is who he will destroy. Someone look up tyrant for me.
I have tyrant.
Go ahead. Whoever can hear it. The microphone, let him take this as a microphone.
The dictionary of tyrant, a cruel and oppressive ruler.
That's all I need. A cruel and oppressive ruler. And Akim, religion, the belief in God, so many men who are cruel and oppressive will think they can do this job. They'll think that this is the job for them. So many preachers who really only become preachers so they can have sex with dumb women. That's who seeks this job. Because they know that because I'm the preacher, or I'm the reverend, or I'm the camp leader, women will have sex with me. Women will believe that I'm a man of God. And so because I'm a man of God, I can have sex with women. I can take their money. It's a natural fault that comes with being a man of God, with being a prophet. You will think that you are so important that everyone has to do what you have to tell them to do because you're so important. And there were so many men between me and Commander General Yohana that were pocket tyrants. Men who thought they were important, but really they were small, tiny men. Don't be a pocket tyrant. Don't be an asshole. Now, I've studied this to the point that I've went to seminars and research and studied the definition of an asshole. I'm giving you a definition from psychology of an asshole. Are you ready for it? Someone who is a perfectionist with other people and not with themselves. That is an asshole. That is a pocket tyrant. Someone that tells you, you got to obey my orders. But they don't obey the orders of the men above them. He's an asshole. He's a pocket tyrant. Pocket tyrants also do that with their wives. You sisters, you might marry a man that says, I'm a man of God and a priest of God and a prophet of God. Ashkala Baba. I can have more than one wife because the Bible says it. I don't want no man telling me what to do because I'm a man of God. And then he goes to the men above him and totally disobeys them. You sisters, you're in a bad way if you're married to that type of brother. It's a rough one. You better watch and get permission before you have sex in here, because you might be married to an asshole. You better be careful, because if you go and break the 1 year rule and have sex with somebody because he came to you and said, well, I am priest and officer, and I'm a man of God, and I'm a prophet, and I can have sex with who I want to have sex with. And don't tell anybody because I ain't letting no man tell me what I do in my house. And you go, okay, I'll have sex with you. No problem. Then you're going to have sex with him, and you're going to go, well, did you tell your captain? Did you tell your general? See, keep it from him. We don't need him to know about it. Your husband is an asshole. He's a pocket tyrant. He's your husband, though. Sex is important. I can't undo it for you. You did it. It's done. Your husband is an asshole. There are women who have been married to assholes. Who's one you know of? Top of your brain. 1, 2, 3. Abigail. Abigail was married to an asshole. A pocket tyrant. She married him. If your husband is so adamant about the law in your house, adamant about you keeping the law, adamant about you treating him like he's a man of God, adamant about you treating him like a prophet, but he does not obey the men above him, your husband is an asshole. He's a pocket tyrant. You think he's your Lord. To me, he's tiny. He's a small little man. I wouldn't even really talk to him, really. I'd have someone else talk to him. I'm just being honest now. If there are tyrants in here, pocket tyrants, assholes. I haven't gotten rid of all of them yet. I'm working on it. The Water Warriors. I'm working on it day and night. I'm working on it, making this school free of assholes, free of pocket tyrants. It's my pleasure. And it's what Commander General Yohana has assigned me to do, because Commander General Yohana is meek and lowly and humble. He's not an asshole. This cat, I met the Commander General Yohana. Let me tell you what happened when I first came into the truth. I was under a ton of assholes when I came into school in Philadelphia. And then one day I started to be around Commanding General Yohana. I remember saying, why is Commanding General Yohana out of Harlem more kind to me than this officer of 5,000? I remember thinking like, well, I'm with Commanding General Yohana. He's kind. This captain of 10,000 is an asshole. I thought it was because of his rank, but Commanding General Yohana far outranks him. And I started to put it together like, I'm not being treated like this because of rank. I'm being treated like this because he is an asshole. And I remember telling General Yohana, well, this officer of 5,000 is telling me I got to do this and telling me this and telling me that. He said, what? What? Oh, then there were councils. The 5,000s, the 10,000s left the truth. And then there was me. And I was left. And I'm trying to help you. There are men below you that are better than you. You better not be an asshole, or else I'm going to get rid of you. Women, I'll give you the definition again. They are sticklers, stringent about you shutting your mouth because you're a woman. You got to shut your mouth. You don't decide who they marry. You can't tell them anything. You got to give them your check every 2 weeks. That bastard doesn't pay tithes. You understand me? That motherfucker does not pay tithes. And he is taking your paycheck every 2 weeks. He doesn't pay tithes. He doesn't give us any money. You know why? Because can't no man tell him what to do. But a man can damn sure tell you what to do. You're married to an asshole. If you're a brother in the camp and this cat is so strict and he's hard on you about everything, when he never reports, he never calls in, he never obeys the men above him, why in the F should you obey him? Take him to counsel. Go above his head. Who cares about him? You think he's something because he's some 10,000 in Killeen, Texas, in Austin, Texas, in San Antonio, in Cockamalacca, Louisiana? I never even heard of these fucking places. You think some captain above you is something? You think I think he's something? Are you joking? Are you out of your effing mind? I go to school in Harlem. You understand me? I learned in Harlem, New York. Some pissant officer of 5,000 you have in Jamaica, in Trinidad, I wouldn't even talk to him. You can absolutely take him to counsel. You can do it. It must be done for integrity's sake, for us to maintain integrity, or else we will become like preachers. That's why the 1 year rule is so important now. The 1 year rule is such a litmus test to a man because it's that thing that you believe no one can tell you what to do in that thing. Everybody believes it, don't they? Right? You're such a man, you're such an officer, you're such a captain. And I'm telling you who you can have sex with and who you can't. An asshole can't take that. He decides who he has sex with. Can't no man tell him what to do when it comes to that. Can't no man tell him what to do with his money either. So an asshole will inevitably break the 1 year rule. He'll do it because he can't listen to anybody when it comes to such a personal, private thing. He will inevitably break the 1 year rule. He will inevitably not pay tithes and not be willing to support with his money because it's his. And he's a real man, isn't he? He's not. Are you scared of him? You scared of this faggot above you? He's only there because you don't take him to counsel. He wouldn't even be there. I'd get rid of him, and I wouldn't even probably have Kahan do it or Yatazak do it. I wouldn't even talk to him. I would just tell Yatazak to get rid of him. That's all. You think I'd mourn? You think it'd be a national day of mourning? You think anyone would even notice? They wouldn't. You think anyone noticed when Nasty Nate was kicked out of school? No one even noticed when he was gone. No one even knew. I'm not going to notice when your asshole is gone either. The problem is a lot of young men and women, you don't want to be courageous. You don't want to have courage. And you cannot be in this school without courage. So if you have a camp leader or an officer, 5,000, who is telling you what to do and he's cruel and mean, and he is not that way about his own personal conduct, report him. Tell the man above him. Tell someone about it. If you got some man telling you to give you his paycheck and give you your paycheck every 2 weeks, he doesn't even pay tithes and he doesn't even report. Say, no problem. Here's my paycheck, and I'm calling the man above you. I'm reporting you. Do it. Do it. So then you can find out who you're married to. And then we'll find out that he told you to never tell anyone. This is what I never understand, Yatazak. When you're a woman in the school and your husband is telling you, don't tell Yatazak that we had sex. Don't tell Captain Kahan about this. What do you think of him? I know you can't answer this. Can someone answer this? Get an anonymous person to answer this. When you got a husband and you look at him like he's a priest of God and a disciple of Christ. And then he says, listen, don't tell anybody about this thing that we did. Don't you think he's scared to tell people? Don't you think that he's not brave? Because surely if he was such a big bad man, he would just say, Yatazak, Kahan, this is what I did. And I'm a man. But he doesn't do that. He doesn't. He tells you to keep it a secret. Secrets are for cowards, young warriors. They're for cowards. Your husband is scared. He's scared. Why'd you have sex with him? Because you are just like him. You're a stupid bitch and you're just like him. That's why you went and did it. Because you're a dumb and stupid bitch. And you hear the 1 year rule every day in class. And you broke that 1 year rule because you don't honor sex. You honor relationships. You deserve each other. One day I'm going to kick your husband out of school and you. And I won't even remember you. You'll be like nothing to me. I won't care about it at all. We're not Christians. We don't care about the people. That means nothing to us. People leaving the truth, who gives a fuck? Who cares? What difference does it make? If you leave the school, what do I need? You? Another mouth to feed? Another woman to counsel? Another man to get out of jail? I'd rather you be gone before the Most High judges you, so I don't have to help you. What do you have?
That's
Anyone?
all.
Nobody want to give it a shot? Sisters, I know you're out there listening. Your husband is in the truth, and he told you don't tell anybody this. You're married right now. We don't know. Listen, do it anonymously. Damn. What do you think about the man, the officer of 5,000, the captain of 10,000, the officer of 500? Don't cross him. He's a 50. He's a 50. What do you think when he tells? Because I think sisters, I think brothers need this. Because I don't think they know what women think. Because they go to a woman and they say, listen, let's keep this between us. They can't know. I'm a man. This is my house. I don't think they know what, you don't know what they think. Give her the microphone. You don't know what women think. Give both of them the microphone. Give them the camera too. Please.
She's gotta think he's a coward. There's no way she can respect him.
How could she? Give her a hand.
She's gonna think he's weird.
Yeah, weird is a good word. I like weird. You like weird? Yeah, wait, elaborate on weird. Go ahead.
You move like to stay out of sight. You have your own, like per se, your own domain.
Give me your own what?
Excuse me?
You said your own what?
Your own domain. You try to move in your own space. When you agree to this authority over you, but you're still trying to move in your own space on your own. So it's just weird. You're contradicting what you're
Who is this right here? What's your name, sis? Say again. Chantalia. Well, I'll be give him the camera. Well, I'll be there. Put the camera on this cat right here. That's your ring? Well, good job, bro. I see something in you. I see something in you. Yes. That well done, warrior. What's your name again?
Officer Barakia.
Officer Barakia. Well done, brother. Well done. Correct, sister. I see you've been raised well. I see. She's correct because it's like, really this world he's making is a private world with just you and him. You thought you were coming into the body of Christ, but you're not. This is like a private thing that he made, and you didn't know that, but you were stupid enough to have sex without the rules. Give her the camera again. You're correct, warrior. Give him. Please.
You don't think that your husband is one of the 400 that went against Ezekiel?
Give her a hand. Are you married? Who's your husband? Where put him out. Give him a hand. Ain't that something? Well done, warrior. Well done. It's like, damn, you came into the truth. You didn't think you were understanding the Bible with some private interpretation, with some private thing he made. You saw the UPK, you go online, you watch the videos, and you think, I'm getting a One West man. wait a minute, but I broke the rules and I got some private thing that is really just him. And it can come upon you too late if you don't have watch over your body. It can be too late. But the sisters are saying Karab's wife, what's your name again? Barakiah's wife. Well done, well said, sisters. Well said. Listen, that's what this is about. I don't want you to spend the rest of your life serving a pocket tyrant. Because this is what you're going to do. If you have a husband like this, would you say 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10? 8 out of 10 of you are going to just leave the truth. That's what happens. Because you know you can't have sex with anyone else. So in essence, you'll be waiting for either him to leave the truth so you can marry someone else, or you will leave the truth. So you should not break the 1-year rule. You should keep the rules. Because if not, 8 out of 10 women, in my estimation, going back into the world just to be the old slut you were before. You understand? Do not be a pocket tyrant. If you want to be hard on anybody, be hard on yourself.
That's right.
That's how you stop it. Be hard on yourself. Let's say, you know what? Instead, if I'm going home to say, woman, give me all your money every 2 weeks. Do what I tell you to do. Always obey me. And as you think that, say, am I right with Kahan? Am I right with Yatazak? And if you're not, why be hard on her? Why don't you just give her a break since you give yourself a break? If you can't do these things, then you're an asshole, a pocket tyrant. And I'm looking for you. And I get such pleasure. I get more pleasure when I kick you out the school than I do when I give you your Hebrew name. You got to remember that. I'm just telling you blunt, honest truth. I give out Hebrew names every day. I bring people in the truth every day. I don't receive as much joy out of it as I do with kicking someone out of school. And that's just true. And we all have our burdens to bear. Who am I giving it to? With that, go ahead, break it down.
Pastor Taylor, Imagine, for me to stand, give one courtesy salute to the general, men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatham.
Yahweh Matah, Saul, turn face the sister, give a courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The class is up. Give them the camera. The class is dismissed. Move about as you see fit. But could you tell a story about what happened out here in Killeen with the government, all right? Rob, you as well. Everyone, you just do whatever the hell you want to do, all right?
I can do it better by playing the video.
Oh, shit.
Right. Yeah, we got the video.
Also to read the
Can they see him? Make sure they can get all this. All this is happening right now.
Whatever tonight. A little dismayed by my city. This is not an easy topic.
No, I'm perfect, Warrior. I appreciate you.
Let me explain what's happening. So, if I could, we had a Edomite that came to court and said we were hate group, and he told the city council that we must be watched, and we need to be on some type of watch list with the government. So this is a video of him in city council. This is a video of him in city council making his statement before the city council. Right.
Bring to you. We have a church like Hebrew Israelite church here in downtown Killeen, right off of 8th. They haven't done any violence here, but they have done violence in other states such as Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana. And we have it here in our city.
Yeah, check out. Anybody need counsel or anything?
So did you feel any prejudice when you came over here?
No, I didn't, and I don't mind saying one of the guys down here at the shelter where I also am, he was making some slang about that, which I even told him, I said, man, those dudes aren't. Well, I'm not gonna say. Okay, we're not fucking prejudiced, man.
Now, why did you say we're not prejudiced?
Because I don't know. I've never seen y'all here before, but some convocation come to this church. Pastor knows me, but I know when you had that hot meal on Sunday.
Reviewed by the close event.
Feel good.
I understand. Well, yeah, we just wanted to make sure that your experience was a good experience.
Right after those events, the Israelite school.
We'll give you that video because right after the video that they did about us, right?
Pastor knows me.
My brother I knew named Mahayman.
But I know
he said, hey,
you had that hot meal on Sunday, and it is real good.
Well, yeah, we just wanted to make sure that your experience.
We kept watching the video. We like, what? He said that no sweat. Now this was they got lucky because it was around the end of December around that break. So we had to wait after that break. He came and showed up that when it opened back up at the council. And this is what the story gonna read. But I want you to see that video, what he said about it though. Show him that video how he was talking crazy. Yeah, give him that right there. There we go.
Very quiet. It's hard to hear. I have
Total dismay about my city. This is not an easy topic that I bring to you. We have a church called the Hebrew Israelite Church here in downtown Killeen, right off of 8th. They haven't done any violence here, but they have done violence in other states such as Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana. And we have it here in our city now.
So stop it right there. So he basically said he went to the council, right, and put the article. He went to the council and was like, hey, these so-called black Hebrew Israelite group is down there in the city, but we ain't do no crime. So you know that upset us because you know one thing about it is you came from 1969. You cannot find no crime that we committed. So my whole thing is okay. So we went there, right? Now I'm gonna let your brother read it. Go read it for the journal, Papa. Or you can go read it for the journal. Hey, put that article up on the thing. You got it? They can follow along. Go ahead.
The black Hebrew Israelites were conspicuous during the council meeting. There were 4 or 5 of them, some wearing a large Star of David on their chest and many with unique outfits and leather jackets. Resident Sean Price may have inadvertently brought them to the meeting because he mentioned them at a previous meeting, saying they were a hate group.
Get it up.
But Karad Yahawada, priest for Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Killeen, said that they were not a hate group.
Get it on now. Well said. Please, get it on.
We're for the Bible, says Yahawada, a member of the group who attended Tuesday's meeting at City Hall. We don't hate nobody. Yahawada said they regularly give out food and clothes to people of all colors. In fact, they were planning to do so again on January 20th at their headquarters in Killeen on 8th Street. He said the reason they showed up at the meeting was because they heard their name mentioned at a previous city council meeting. We have ears everywhere, he said. We don't commit crimes. Why would you go to the council and tell them like we're a problem? It don't make no sense to us. Ironically, they had intended to speak at that very meeting to clear the air about their group. But when the city council voted to remove non-agenda citizen comments, they were no longer able.
So
get that. Hey, the water, bring the water for that reason right there. So okay, so that happened, right? So they hit me up on the phone. I'm at the slave and everything. They called me. I gave them my statement. So they're like, why you ain't speak? And it was crazy that they did that because they see the ready to speak. We was the next one. But them devils in that thing acting a fool. Like they were not trying to hear it because our mayor is black. Like up there, the whole council is nothing but black and Hispanics, down here in Killeen, Texas. So I'm like, okay, they want to do it like that. So we had after that, we had the food drive. The food drive came up. That's when we shut it down. I'm talking about we had lines around the corner. L races, you heard me? Then the Killeen Daily Herald came up here and interviewed us, and that is what brother officer, what's his name? He ready. The short one, Mariah. So he brought it out during the that's how we found he was coming out here. That same day, you got it when he brought it out? Or you got that article? Yeah, so basically he brought that article out, right? He was like, hey, Killeen did this. And he read about it. He read it. That was that's when we found out General Commander Hunter was like, we going to the Killeen, Texas. I was like, yeah. I was drunk, that Killeen, hey man, that Killeen was crazy. I was like, yeah. But so we did that, shut them up. Then the sister came that did it the way she expressed her words. We still gotta go ahead and give it and take care of that for that sister. I want to hear it again. You got that? You can pull it up real quick. Yeah, please, man. Listen.
Line wraps around the block for hot chili. Line wraps around the.
How got that sauce on that thing?
Killeen Herald.
Go ahead and read.
Line wraps around the block for hot chili and warm clothes. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge hosted a clothing and food giveaway in downtown Killeen on Saturday for all to come and grab something they need. The event took place at the group's main building, 815 North 8th Street in Killeen. This is one of our first years doing this event in Killeen, said Yatzazak Yehawadah, the group's regional captain. We did it for the first time around 2 months ago, but we did this all over the state of Texas and all over the United States since 1969.
Yeah. So I would just say it like this, man. Ever since then, we've been going strong at the politicking with the politicians. That's what I like to say. You heard me? Because that's what we do. So we out there every Tuesday. That's when they have it 5 o'clock, like for like a whole 4 months straight. Like we was even doing either brotherhood classes later or not doing them due to the simple fact we had to show face so they can understand who we are. So we begin to involve the community. My brother right there, IBR, he's an amazing event setup. Let me tell y'all something. Get that brother in. Listen real quick, sir. This brother already got us set up to where we logging in community hours to get off of the Southern Poverty list, man. Right now, we dealing with the politics, got numbers on deck. We got the mayor number in Killeen and in Nolanville. So I'm gonna tell you, sir, we out here doing what the Lord wants to do. Politics with the politicians, man. That's our motto out here, man. But that's all. That's really it. Now, hey. So right now we supposed to be waiting to get together, me and Yatzazak with the brother, because he's so-called fearful of life. So he's gonna give us some counsel and everything. We're gonna do it privately. We still waiting on that date, so we could have. But like I say though, sir, we out here busy, man. They gonna know something about us, man, for real. Cause the man, you're out here doing this thing, man.
Let me tell you about quick.
Sir, please do.
Let me tell you a word. And Captain Gahan, Captain Yatzazak, they give Commanding General Yohana excellent reports about what you brothers are doing around here. The water, sir. And Commanding General Yohana is highly impressed with your zeal and your competence. You brothers are rightful soldiers out here, brother. Commanding General Yohana wanted me to come out here because he's proud of you all. He saw what you did with that mayor and with that city councilor, and he was highly impressed. Well done to all of you brothers. Well done. You keep doing it. The Lord said, Christ said, occupy until I come. There's going to be places all throughout Texas that these cities are going to give themselves to you.
I don't want cons.
until Jesus Christ returns. And you want to make life better for the people who are under your command.
I don't want cons.
Well done, Roy.
Hey, the water, sir.
The water for you, man. Come, Yasha.
Who got shot up?
Well done, Roy.
Hey.